do a message, or one of us will message one of us, unless we both forget, then we won't.
Sheesh.
We're live. 9 immediate update. Dude, it's gonna be hot. The people gonna be in here for this one.
I know.
Yeah.
But we pranked you. We're not talking about any of it. We're actually going to talk about John's ballet dancing.
Hey, I just got back from gym class with the kids, you know.
Yeah.
Barely made it.
Barely made it.
Barely, dude.
Yeah, I see it's still daylight out there. That's great. It's dark here now.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock.
It's 8.
All right.
Yeah, we're a little ahead over here, man. It's 8.
You're in Central?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see how hot it is outside.
I thought that ended at Texas.
I keep going to like Georgia. Yeah.
Not Georgia.
It is 82. Feels like 87. Hot. It's great. Ooh.
Yeah, but bunch of people popping on. Probably they had no clue John was going to be on. We had no clue John was going to be on.
I had no clue.
John didn't know.
Yeah, John actually didn't have a clue until like, I don't know, whenever I sent you guys a message when I was going down the road, I saw a little message come through and I was like, oh, he's going to make it. So, shit's all fucked up, right? It's wild out there and
them streets are hot.
And what I'm seeing, like, and I'll just go ahead and put my own, I don't know a ton of shit. I've seen some paperwork shit that looks really bad. And then I've seen a story told by, Chris that doesn't sound super duper bad. I mean, it's still like, ew, dude. Like, if it was your homeboy, you'd be like, what is wrong with you, bro? Fuck. You can't be doing that shit.
You're getting right to the thing. I'm just going to drink my coffee.
Yeah, I don't think that's the reaction you have in 1993. But continue.
No, dude, no. I would have some serious beef with my homeboy if he was 24 years old and he was fucking a 16-year-old girl. I would not be that chill.
But you gotta remember, in my mind, when you grow up, in 1993, how old were you, Bobby?
I was 19.
I am.
You're old as fuck.
18, 19 years old. And I mean, when I was 18, I had some girlfriends that were younger, but like very, very community, like families connected to each other. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Excuse me because I'm young, but what does the 93 thing have to do with it?
That was the year that he was.
No, I get it. What does that have to do with anything? It's still.
Well, I mean, if you go back in time far enough, if you go back to like the 1800s, the fucking forefathers of our country had like little boys that they got to keep, and they would fuck them. That's real. That's a fact. That's disgusting. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, as time progresses,
can I go back and the forefathers of our country or the current fathers of our country still do that?
Yeah, that changed, man. That's like a requirement.
I think what I mean, at least I'll tell you what I mean by it. Back in '93,
my man's are right because I didn't think we was getting this into it this fast. I'm gonna be honest. I was shocked.
Yeah, why'd you start?
I want to get right the fuck to it because
I thought we were going to talk about the Sky High drama. That's what I was here. Oh, God damn.
Well, that's what everybody's fucking really wants the fuck to know. And there's a whole bunch of people that are like, damn, dude, I don't know if this guy should fucking ruin his whole fucking life over some like kind of shady, not that super, like it's the girl was consensual, but she was young and that's sketchy, but not awesome. But it wasn't like there's a big fucking difference between non-consensual children stuff and
Sir, you can't say that on the internet. You can't say that.
Yeah, Dave Cook, mind your own business.
Unacceptable.
You want to talk to Dave Cook?
Dude, Dave's such a trip, man.
So
Amanda wants to talk to Dave. Get on here, Dave.
So also this. So I don't want to go too deep into that thing. I'd rather just talk shit about it.
Really quick. Now that James is on here, James is doing the actual research and has some actual information that's going to be coming out. And that's why I haven't said anything about it, because I want to make sure that somebody's life doesn't get ruined before we get bad information from somebody trying to cause some drama.
Right. Because a lot of the information that we can easily find is like these were charges that were put against him, not all of the has been convicted of, right? But It's an ugly situation.
So what happened? Well, people asking somebody in the industry who's well known has been accused of some touching of some children's, and it is popping off.
When you say it like that, it's bad. But a 24-year-old was dating a 16-year-old. Her dad got mad. Her dad got mad and pressed charges on the 24-year-old in 1993. So it's different than saying the dude in the audit committee was touching kids. Like,
right.
Okay, you're right. Fair. But so like the comment section shows like how like this, this has felt like a big thing to a lot of people, and then, like other half of the people are like, bro, what y'all talking about? What happened?
The timing's
and
pretty
the other
convenient
half
for
are
me.
like, I just want to see John talk shit about Price. That's
Yeah, we could stay away from the kitty touching shit, but we ain't gonna stand for that. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't fuck around. I ain't playing with it.
No.
I don't condone it. Like, obviously, but I don't want to ruin somebody's life over it being some fucking hearsay. And that's what makes me concerned is the time frame of when it got brought up is concerning.
Yeah, so that's a discussion we actually, Drew and Bobby and I had earlier. Is like, if this was a big deal to these people now,
it should have been last year too.
Yeah, it should have been this whole time. He was a sundown guy.
So I mean, we've already proven that the community doesn't truly care, right?
Oh,
we proved that last year.
A lot of fucking people do. I mean, this whole subject got brought up last year, and a lot of people were like.
When I say they don't care, I mean like the one dude that sound check was doing a build for. They just, a lot of people were just like, oh, money's money, take the business, and it's
fuck no.
Who
That
cares?
means you don't have any goddamn morals.
And I'm just like, oh.
Well, there are people out there like
never had sex with her. Then now we're talking about that's innocent shit, and if that's the case, based on what I'm reading on this screen right here.
Well, James is the guy that's got the people hired that are going to figure it out. So,
yeah,
right.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true,
dude. If
you're going to ruin somebody's life over nothing.
What the fuck? Okay, why the fuck wouldn't Chris be like, dude? I never had sex with that girl. She's my girlfriend, and we didn't do the wild thing, dude. We didn't do it. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he say that? Why wouldn't he say that? Like, why didn't he stick up for himself a fucking year and a half ago when the subject got brought up? It was so awkward. I was like, God, this guy's saying nothing with regards to this. Some of these guys like, this guy's a child molester, and he just had nothing to fucking say. You're like, what the fuck? Like, bro, but it sucks, man. It fucking sucks. Like, if he's fucking guilty, he's got to go. If he's not guilty, and the like somewhere there really is kind of a fucking gray area. I hate to fucking say it. Some guy, oh no, fuck that, that's child mom. And it's like, dude, if he didn't know she was fucking underage, she's 16, he's 24, he's palling around with her fucking family. I mean, like, somewhere, all right, where is the lie? Was dad over exaggerating, flipping out, being a dick because he didn't like this guy hanging out with his daughter? Or maybe he fucking was like, God, this bitch is immature and didn't want to date her anymore. And then she was crying, and so dad fucking cried rape. Who knows what the fuck it was? Or was he banging her out and then dogged her and is a super piece of shit? And then dad was like, motherfucker, you took advantage of my daughter, and now I'm going to be a super piece of shit to you. And so what is it? Where is it? Is it all of that?
It's probably a little bit of both, I bet.
I bet it is.
If you look at it from the outside, there's got to be some truth on both sides. That's normally how a story goes.
Yeah. All right. So
we can move on. We will get to the bottom of it to like close this out. We will get to the bottom of it, and I'm not going to be associating with people that had conduct like that for any amount of money because I have morals, and that's where we're going to draw the line. I'm not going to try to bury it. That's not how I'm going to do business.
No,
and it's not completely up to me, but everyone in my camp feels the same way, I guess.
No, it's the right.
Because I have a daughter that's 17. Trust me, we're gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 23-year-old, so I went through all that shit too. Right. Yeah, it's yeah.
So
even though what's fucking wild is more than half the states.
Look at this.
16 is legal, which is fucking insane. But yeah.
Well, there you go. James is the one that's paying for all this and dealing with it and making sure that we're in the right here. So, if that's what he says, I trust him. Because he didn't hire all these people for fun. He's doing it to, learn the truth.
Yeah, and this is before the internet, and this is like, dude, times are just very different, very easy to lie about your age and blah blah blah. And then, I mean, I don't know.
It's easy to lie about your age now.
It is easy now, but I mean, back then, dude, you could literally just almost do whatever you wanted. And
Well, in that case, I'm 25.
Thought happened, it didn't happen. So
You're 25?
Yeah, I'm going back.
I wish.
Or to 45. It might be easier.
You're not 45 yet.
I know, but if I can lie about it.
You don't want to feel like you're 45.
Oh, yeah, I already feel like I do.
That's
I'm
just
700 pounds.
Well, okay. In other news,
Yeah, let's go to the news that we want to talk about.
Okay, good.
Anything other than this.
Good. We're done with that fucking nightmare.
Thanks for doing that, Bobby.
yeah,
That
right
was like
out.
I came out the gate. We got
Hey,
12
at least
minutes.
it's over.
All right, let's
For now.
talk about.
We know we know how long Bobby lasts in bed now. Huh?
Well, I
Premature.
mean, I can do it again. You guys want to race? I will win the first race, and I'm still ready to go.
Yeah.
At 45, that's impressive.
49.
Jesus. Put you in a home soon.
God damn.
Thanks. As long as you pay for it, John.
Let's go.
You probably will.
Yeah. Chess and checkers. We'll play.
Yeah.
All day.
I shit myself again.
That's like 2 years away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, or tomorrow. Like, I don't know. So
Depends on the day. You eating Thai food for dinner? Because it could happen.
no, but don't drink the water in the sinks at the hotel in Prim, or you will shit yourself.
God damn.
Jesus, what the fuck's going on, Drew? Like,
That was the surface of the sun.
Drew, seeing the light, bro, ready to go. So yeah, so what's the other? There's been so many topics of drama in the last 4 days. I don't even know what.
So okay, here's something. Does anybody know what happened between Sundown and Chris? Was there an issue, or was he just like? Was he just like?
Anything
I
happened?
want to try different subs. I think the FIs would be fun, and then it was like, and threw him in there. Like, I mean, what is it?
I don't think anything happened because nobody knew it was occurring. But as far as I'm aware, like it was a shock to everybody. But
I mean, John might be able to enlighten us.
I mean, he might know.
I mean,
The only reason I know, to be honest with you, is we didn't set any of that up. So we're going through FI like this is 3-4 months ago or so. I think we were there for Knowledge Fest, so it had to be in February. So we're going through there, and all the subs are on the ground. I'm like, shit, what the fuck is all this? Shitload of subs. Like, you don't see them ready to go, and there's a lot of them that are the same size. And he's like, oh, there's a Chris Lee's. And I'm like,
Damn.
goddamn. So it's been going on for a while, but
that's how long it takes FI to build subs, though.
no.
I mean, it is what it is.
Not anymore.
No.
But
Recently,
dude,
since COVID, it's been 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And
there was a period of time where people were like, bro, and it's like, no.
6 months.
All right,
And that's
so
changing. Like, that warehouse is half as dirty as it was already, and it's got to get half as dirty again.
so you go in there and there's all these subs on the ground. So obviously that all started before.
Yeah, it
You
started
even-
before us. I didn't broker the deal. I didn't do anything. I've never had one conversation with him about it or since then. And I'm not trying to distance myself. I just haven't. I've never had a relationship. I've never talked to him. We've never supported each other. We've never done anything. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's a really big, that's a selling point to me. One of the biggest names that there is switching. And I can't lie. I think the way that it happened was hilarious just because, like, that's funny as fuck. But that's what caused a lot of the original issues.
Yeah.
Like, it showing up and being a FI build at the Sundown show it was felt as disrespect, which agree.
To an extent, from what I said, I wasn't at the show. I didn't go. I decided to stay at the house altogether. Just from the outside looking in, I was like, damn, popped out with that. And then obviously the drama always happens within the community, not between owners normally. So communities are going off saying wild shit.
Except
I said normally.
But then your fucking boy came in with his and he didn't even be like, hey man, that's fucked up or nothing. Just hey guys, what was the fucking story? Man, it's like fucking fag. What the fuck?
Well, let me ask you something. Okay, if JP has nothing to do with Sundown, what's he butthurt about?
He's not.
Oh, he is. Obviously, he made a
I mean,
post.
come on, what the fuck? You don't think that man is like?
No,
Dude,
no.
He set up the entire call.
He was doing that. He was
Like that
typing,
post,
giggling. I'm telling you.
We're all P brain to his big Mississippi brain. He set us all up. You didn't
It's
see
just not checkers. I
No,
don't know how to play either.
I'm
So
saying,
shit,
like,
I'm playing
just-
goddamn. I don't even
He
know
somehow
that.
got John to buy Fi and do all
That's
this
right.
shit.
That's
Just
right.
like,
See,
That
y'all
was
gonna
an
find
elaborate
out one day. The master plan is he already owns everything, and by he, I mean Scotty Johnson. Already owns everything. Already owns car audio.
Yeah, I had a funny conversation with Jacob Scott about that a couple weeks ago at Heatwave.
Yeah,
That was funny.
which
I'll just leave it at that. I can't.
Oh.
Damn it. Details.
They did come to my house though, which was a little weird.
I'll be honest. I thought it was weird that y'all were hanging out after like y'all were just going in.
Oh, we're boys now, apparently.
No.
I don't dislike him. Actually, I
Stay
don't really
blessed.
dislike anyone. But I was like, this is getting weird. Like, why are you guys here? That's like there's a dividing line now.
Like I saw Jacob. I was like, all right, Jacob's that's kind of okay. I saw Roderick. I'm like, Roderick.
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
love Roderick.
Yeah, because at first I was texting Dave. I was like, "What's up, dude? You gonna hang out?" Like Dave Cook.
Yeah,
Because he hangs out with Chris from Limitless a lot, and they're boys and blah blah blah. So I have run-ins with Dave all the time. And then they all showed up. I'm like, "What in the hell is going on here?"
Dude,
It's a takeover.
I love Roderick. Him and his whole family just amazing.
No, they're super. Like what they do, honestly, like for JP is crazy.
And, well, like,
I'm not
so
saying in a bad way. Like I need that.
no, his family and his family's a lot more into the scene than many realize. Like
Oh yeah, they're deep.
one of the Gale Force cars, the orange one, that's his son, I think, or his nephew. And then like there's like 10 of the Rodericks that are at every major event.
Yeah, they're crazy.
And they're just
They're
the
wild.
nicest
They
people.
go everywhere.
Dude, for real.
Yeah. So
Ugh,
yeah. We can move past the drama, and then we can talk fun stuff.
I think there's more. I think Drew has a meth head attacking him.
Oh, I do. Yeah. So on the post that JP made asking about the score, I think I put just the little skull emojis. That's all I put. And then dude named Treyway or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The guy we talked about earlier.
Treyway. Yeah. He comes in swinging. I'm like, I just kind of ignore him. I reply with the silliness because like it's the internet, bro. I've been on here a long time. You're not gonna trigger me. And then I kind of forget about it. Well, I have a busy day. I think it was Sunday or Monday. Not online much. Get online. There's at least 7 posts on I Just Want to Bang saying I got challenged to a beat off and a port sucking contest to see who sucks the hardest.
What you doing later?
I mean, so I'm gonna show you what's up, dude. It was the wildest. I'm like, bro, what is going on? And then he's like, y'all ain't gonna call me out my name, call me no crackhead. I'm like, I didn't call you a crackhead. I didn't call you anything, actually.
I saw this one now. I saw it.
Like, I didn't call you anything, to be honest. Like, I was like, I know who you are. I was like, but I don't really remember you. I was like, you're easily forgettable. And I think that was the one that kind of got his ass. And then he was like,
the post about the beat off and the port sucking, when I read that, I was like, is this guy for real? Is this a troll post now?
No, dude, I think he's. So there's 110 people watching this. Let me tell you what he sent to Jonathan Price. This man sent a video with a piece of plexi that Price had signed, and he drug his balls on it.
That's super duper fucking funny though. Like now I'm all, where is he? I'm sending a friend request.
Bobby's putting in that amp right there.
But why is it funnier that we all then forwarded it to like our wives and stuff? They're like, bro, look what this dude sent. He got us in the end. We sent his video of his balls. All of our like, oh, goddamn, he got us. He got us, dude. It was hilarious.
That was pretty funny. That's a bit much.
He sounded like a that's a tough word.
Post the video.
Nope.
It's in the comment section of one of the posts.
That sounds like revenge porn.
Ben's porn? But it's like, maybe it's Buddy. It's like an alter ego of Buddy. Was the ball sack really long and hangy?
No, it was tight up in there, man. It's like he was cold,
It was
bro.
an 18-inch or more ball sack. It was
Bro,
tight.
it's hot outside. Where were you?
Dude, I pantsed Buddy one time, and I didn't mean to get his underwear, but I pantsed him like all the way to the floor, and so like my hands like fucking hit the ground, and he bent over really fast, and his balls swang back and almost hit me in the face, and I was like, it was like the Matrix, like ball sack, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
about that.
what is with your ball? It was.
Anthony was there. What's up with that amp? What are you trying to show us there, Bob? Is that a 4-channel?
Nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing.
6-channel, 10-channel?
Yes, Down for Sound did get broke into this week. They did.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't think they got jack shit though.
No,
but
they
like,
didn't. They got like
it makes you like you're like in your spot where somebody got in there, and
yeah, like that. Like that's worse than anything. I think. Like I'd rather them take some equipment than like be in my area. Like,
Yeah, make it worth it.
Yeah, like bro, you're here now. Like I'm
so dragging his balls across fucking.
Commented saying that
it was your guy, Drew.
Somebody commented and said whoever did it like knew how to break into stuff. Like someone commented said like whoever that is knows how to break into places because they just walked up with a pair of pliers and just popped that thing open.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was him just to drag his balls across everything. That'd be fucking awesome.
So 500 by 8s. This is a 4,000 watt 8-channel amplifier.
God damn. Are you gonna make some outrageous total harmonic distortion claim like US amps would?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Never mind.
It's double bridgeable. You ever anybody try to tell you that? You could fucking bridge these 4 against those 4 after they're bridged. I've seen.
Yeah. What?
That this dude was trying to tell me that
you can bridge the bridge
his
channel.
4-channel amp was double bridgeable.
So it's
it was like a customer guy that wasn't really some guy that stopped by my shop, and he had the wires in his amp funny and all. That doesn't really work that way. He was like, no, bro, it's double bridgeable. I was like,
you don't know how I know that's Class D? Because this is also Class D, and it's tiny. And so this is like 100 watts a channel by 8, and his 500 watt a channel by 8 is not 19 feet long, so it's definitely Class D.
Yeah, that amp would be Buddy's balls if it was Class AB.
Oh yeah. Oh, Gately 8 channel 0.001% distortion.
well,
yeah, buddy.
If I'm operating it, I'm gonna give you like 15% distortion because apparently that's how much distortion I like to listen to. and we look, and Tyson's like, "This is where you turn it to." When I'm all,
Planet Audio amp.
I'm not gonna stop liking it that way. He's like, "Well, you're not gonna stop burning tweeters and shit either." I'm like, "Okay, it's a good thing we make tweeters." Yeah. Sorry, Tyson.
Bobby, I heard you talk about my guy Chris Jack today.
I talked to him briefly about he's the guy that puts on that what is it called, Scott Dilbick? It's like a bunch of kids that want to do car audio for a living, like they're in high school and junior college and stuff, and they learn a bunch of skills, and then they have like a competition of doing
Skills USA, Bobby.
Skills USA. There it is. Thank you.
Yeah, Scott does that. That's
he does it. Yeah,
which is amazing to see. Like to see someone reaching out, like to people who aren't in the industry. I love it, man. I really do.
So what my plan is for them is like currently they have like a piece of acrylic. It's kind of bulky. It's got like 4 speakers on it. They're kind of fragile and they're a little harder to manage and transport. So they were asking about maybe us fabricating some little like speaker pods or something. And so what I thought was some kind of little badass speaker pods that are like, they almost nest a little bit and they kind of click into one another so that they can protect each other and transport safely and easily. So, yeah. Yep. Oh, yes, of course. We're going to do we're going to shut down the broadcast on Facebook in about 5 or 6 minutes. Thank you, Jason, for tracking that for us. You're a good guy. But yeah. Should be really interesting. I have a really good idea for that, and I like the idea so much that I need to remake all the little speaker pod things that Tyson, Colt, and Gary use in the install bay for the Max cart. And
so is this USA Skills thing? It's for, you said, high school and college students? Is that what you said?
I am not 100% sure of that. Scott,
give us some information, Scott.
Because I know,
I think the younger kids come in and they teach them how to do like head unit installs and light fabrication and stuff. I think that's what it is. I've never been, but
how young are they? Are they actually in?
I think they're high school.
Yeah, I think they're high school.
High school and college. Yep.
And a little bit of college. Okay, good. I was right.
Is it always in? I think it's always in Atlanta, Scott, or like around there. I wouldn't mind driving up one day, maybe bringing a Max up there during one of them. We could do some to show some like some electrical measurements and stuff.
How far is Atlanta from you?
Like 6.
Huh, not bad.
No, I mean, every time I leave the house for a show, it's 12 hours. I mean, if it's within 10, I call it easy drive.
Yeah, if it's one day, that's perfect.
That's the reason like I decided to not go to Sundown. The wagon needed a little bit of work, which is it's whatever. But it was like Tuesday. I was like, man, I do not feel like driving 13 hours each way this week. I just not feeling it. So I didn't. We stayed home. Ended up working on my Duramax, pulled the back seat out, started working on that thing, and then spent some time with the wife.
Yes. Yeah, for some reason the drive from Surf City seemed easy. The drive there
Always does.
See, it was the opposite for me. We drove there like it was like butter, but on the way home I was like, oh my god, I want to get fucking home. And then it was like, all right, we're ready.
That's right. That is
right.
right.
I don't know why it was the opposite for us. We made it to Reno. We stayed at the Nugget and then out from there. So
no worries, no call, no text.
Dude, it was like fucking 1 a.m. when we pulled in.
Yeah, don't call me. Don't text me.
Exactly.
Banging on the door. Hey, let me in, bro. I'm sleeping on your floor.
You could have slept here.
It was $60 to stay at the Nugget.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It went out easy. But yeah.
So how was the show? Like, everything was good?
It rained a lot.
I saw that.
It wasn't too bad. And on Saturday morning, it rained like a motherfucker for a little while, which was interesting because it was like beautiful. And then John got all of the shit out of his trailer, was 100% empty. And then it fucking came down buckets for like an hour, and then it stopped. And then it got all sprinkly dinkly again in the later afternoon when we started demoing. But then Sunday it just rained in the morning, and then it was fucking beautiful the rest of the day. So.
Yeah, I think it rained a little more than that, but yeah, it seemed like it rained the whole fucking time. I mean, the first day, what sucked is that it rained like the first half or two hours, and then it cleared up for a little bit, and then right when we were about to demo, it started fucking raining again.
Ugh, rude.
So that sucked. And then, like Bobby said, Sunday, dude, there was one point Sunday it poured. Like
that's when
it rained pretty good for a little, but that Saturday morning was fucking wild for a good half an hour where it was fucking dumping. There was all these people hiding under all the fucking easy ups and shit. And yeah, that was a fucking lot.
It's the first year that I can remember having weather or anything like that.
Especially on the Oregon coast, that's pretty crazy.
Is that not common? I feel like that's how it should be.
No, it always rains there.
Always. Yeah. It just hasn't really rained there.
Yeah, we've got really lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when we left Monday. We didn't get on the road till like 11 something, and it was fucking perfect. Like,
it's still a good show though. That's the thing that I guess people I think don't understand. Like, the event is in such an amazing location that it can rain. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, all the people are amazing. Everyone's nice. Obviously, like, we have a ton of supporters out there and people that we know from the West Coast, so it's really fun. But the location is such a great spot that it doesn't even matter if it rains.
Yeah.
The rain, it's not like it's cold rain. It's not fucking miserable. And when the rain stops, it's not like it immediately gets all humid and muggy and fucking. It just cleared out and everything was beautiful. So it was like, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Plus, it's for a good cause too, and all the support goes to good places. So I mean, overall it's a win, and everyone's fucking amazing.
It's my favorite event. Yeah.
I know a lot of us were breaking stuff, including me. I broke 3 subs. I know the Hearst broke three or 4 subs. There's a lot of sub launching. I don't know if that has something to do with the weather being like
Hey, I
somewhat cold.
ain't breaking no subs over the weekend.
I feel like
You guys
what happens is when we have all that rain and we have all that, then when finally the build up and it's like, all right,
time to
you can
bust
now, and fucking everybody's got cold ass subs and cold amps. You fire that shit up, and you're getting gobs of power out of your amps once they warm up, and then your subs are still cold, and you start fucking ripping shit up, and it's
30 minutes, by the way.
Yeah. All right, we're booting off the Facebook. Everybody, make your way to YouTube.
Casey, John has hired a proper. Well, not John.
It wasn't me. It was James.
James has hired a proper investigator or something to dig into it.
And I already talked to him about this, so he already knows that that's happening.
Yeah. So
and he already knows where we stand on everything because I said the same thing to him that I said on here, and I mean it.
All right, everybody that's on Facebook, jump over to YouTube for us because we're gonna boot the Facebook feed here.
So Steve said he blew 3 subs, which I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Shit be happening.
Yeah, I mean the first sub I blew the first day was more my fault because it was a fresh recon, and like Bobby said, like once the rain stopped and it was finally time to demo, they literally first person to get in there, they turn all the way up, and
gotcha.
8 minutes later the spider broke part, that I broke before. Being a brand new sub in a common chamber with a bunch of broken in subs on a shit ton of power, that doesn't help. And then I reconed that pretty quick, threw it back in, but then Sunday I blew a massive hole in the back right sub.
So Kevin, in builds like this, it's not necessarily a loading issue isn't the right term because suppose there could be, right? But it's just a lot of power, and then not being inside the vehicle really pulls away your ability to hear when something's unhappy. It really pulls it away. So you don't know anything's.
If you're in a vehicle like Steve's, you don't want to be in it, and you wouldn't be able to hear if something was wrong because something's wrong. It's you. You're in it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I talk about like Steve running it. So like, if a sub's having a problem, you're not going to hear it until it comes apart. That's when you hear it.
Yeah, until a fucking piece of surround bounces off the side of your fucking head, and you're like, "What's that?" Oh, and there's fucked up shit happening over there.
I mean, that happened to me with Duncan's van at Scraping. I was demoing it for people, and I didn't change the volume. It didn't go up much, but 1 amp, went to protect or something. Let's be honest, you're not going to hear a single amp turning off or a single sub turning off in that thing from outside the door. No. But I found out whenever that one sub was then in the ceiling, basically.
Right. That's kind of what we were doing in the guillotine. Once the subs are hot,
a warhorse per amp.
Per sub at a half.
In the guillotine, he's got an amp per sub at a half ohm. And when the subs are cold, certain frequencies or transitions and like randomly any one of the amps can go into protect, and it's like, fuck. But once subs are all hot, we're good. But like Jim is really, really aggressive with the fucking volume and the bass knob. Like immediately, like, is it on? Everything. And it's like, I'm like, slow down. Can we let everything warm up? Like, and it's like just everything it's got. And he's giving awesome demos, and people are like, woo, that thing's wild. And I'm like, and then he's like, oh. And he's a really good sport. He's like, let's get a sub from John. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get one from like John sub. And we throw a sub in, and then again the next day. But after that, it was playing great. It did really well. But what we did do, and which is really crazy because of all the reinforcement shit that we've already done, is we ripped the shit out of the roof on the guillotine. The Soulgasm, now that the subs are really broken in, when we switch to the dual 2s, and we're at a half ohm, it's fucking super wild. Rip the shit out of the roof on that, and it's got steel everywhere. So we're gonna have to put a fucking stripper pole on that and reinforce the shit out of the roof more on that one. But like, we're doing like real vehicle damage to most of the vehicles there, unfortunately.
To basically armored cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the little demoing I did, my door, I could already tell it's not going to last more than a show or two.
That's,
so
that's
that one door that you did all that fucking badass work to. That's still gonna fail. And
yeah,
that shit looks strong, Steve. That shit does not look like.
Dude, I was playing 20 hertz Sunday morning to break in that fresh Recone sub, and the door was just like I could see it moving. It like quarter volume. I'm like, well, fuck. If I'm gonna be blasting this thing's definitely be moving. So I think we're going to do steel wall on that side that's going to kind of go around the door panel. So I'll still be able to open it up, still have both door panels in there, but it'll have a wall on that side. I think that's what we're going to do.
Hell yeah. And that's one of my concerns with the Tahoe rebuild is like, I know it's going to tear. It starts to go. Cause like I built it 4.5 years ago at this point. And it was loud, it was a low 60 on music. But it's about to take a jump up, and I know the jump up is going to be where stuff starts really.
Yeah, the evolution of the equipment has been insane.
Yeah, just in the 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I think mainly due to reserve size. Like you have such a smaller area for batteries, you have more room for box and amp.
So I have a post that I've been holding on to that I was going to wait for all the drama to die down, give it a week or two, and then hit.
Yeah, there's no traction to be had on there unless it's about FI or Sundown.
And then drop this heater, and I just want to bang, hit him with you only think you know about car audio because power's cheap.
Yeah,
boy, they wouldn't be ready for that one.
Man, like John Nolte's build with, I think at one point he had like 12 3100 full throttles in his Blazer. And it was
like 10 years ago when you did the roof and the first like removable sunroof thing.
That was John. John did all that shit. Yeah, John did all his steel shit, and he was the inspiration for the removable sunroof thing that we had done on like the Bloodbath we could do that with the Soulgasm. It would just take a little bit extra work, but yeah. John had over 1,000 pounds of fucking battery in that fucking truck, and he had like 1 or 2 amps. Like it was never more than two 12,000 watt amps. Fucking 100 pounds of fucking, or 1,000 plus pounds of battery.
Well, my old big truck used to have 53 14 volts, and they're 55 pounds a piece or so, whatever that maths to.
That's like fucking 2,700 pounds. Yeah, I'll be right back.
It maths to unacceptable. That's what.
Yeah, well, that was the biggest problem with that truck is the trailering of it. It was 14,000 pounds, and back in the day, trucks had a 14,000 pound GVW. So
that's about all you got.
Yeah, you need a semi, and that was back then. Obviously, now they have crazy GVWs, but that's the thing that we're worried about.
They have crazy GVWs, but man, I don't know how the numbers took such a big jump so quick.
Well, if you look at the trucks, like if you go work on a truck like your Cat Eye. Yeah. Versus go work on the new Fords or Rams.
Like now, there's a big difference.
Yeah,
like you're basically working on a fucking big rig.
Yeah, it's a medium duty. The 3500s have bigger components than my old Top Kick 4500 did. So I mean, they're like the back axle in Byron's truck that has Soulgasm. That thing is rated for 16,000 pounds of tongue weight, or rear truck and tongue. It's like that's a lot.
No, yeah, I don't even think. I'm be honest, I don't think a truck that size should be towing something that heavy.
You'd be surprised, honestly. Like Byron towed that thing with my big Ram, the trailer, and his Soulgasm on it, and I bet that trailer was in the 33,000 pound range.
Byron also knows he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. But you could drive it, and you're not getting pushed around by it, which is crazy.
Nope.
Yep. I mean, so we rent trucks every time we tow. And so we did a Dodge to Slam, and then we did a 24 Silverado this trip. I'll tell you, that Silverado is a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Dude, it barely dropped the suspension at all. It got 11 miles to the gallon and never had any problems going up any hill, and just a straight stock LT Silverado. So
10-speed life.
10-speed. It's crazy. Like the way, trucks are way more expensive, but they're twice as capable as they used to be. I mean,
you don't want to say that.
Hi.
Hi, Maggie.
It's cool.
Where's Andy?
Andy's not on. We don't let him on.
Why?
He doesn't think until he speaks. Stop.
I'm gonna download. I have some. I'm gonna go download a whole bunch of stuff from that I worked on this week and share with everybody. I guess.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm downloading stuff. I was talking to myself. I have a habit of that.
Same.
I went before COVID. I was like 3. I started working for myself in 2018. So I was working from home 2018 to 2020, basically alone every day because Brandy was gone. Work all day, every day. I got really accustomed to just being alone, and the best conversation I could have was me, and until I got Max, and then that boy's genius over there. All right, let's see. So my last weekend, I don't want to. Oh, you dirty bitch! One.
So I'll tell you guys a quick funny story and why I ran out of here a moment ago before Anthony left. The last 3 weeks in a row when we've done the show, somehow I have managed to not have keys to lock up the shop at the end of the show every week. And I almost had it happen again. I, on purpose, got my shop keys out of my van and took them with me when Allie and I had left in the Tesla earlier to go and take care of something. And when we got back, I didn't get my keys out of the Tesla, and she went home. And I can't remember all of the processes from the weeks before, but every time I'd get done with the show and I'd be like, shit, I can't close the shop. And Allie came and got me, and Anthony came back because he had just left one day, and it was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Damn.
So,
I've locked myself out of the shop more times than I can count. Out of it. I'm like, cool, my keys are in there. Great.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, I did it again. Allie's like, what? She's like, I'm in bed. I'm like, well, you're going to have to get in the car and drive over here. I'm sorry. So, yeah.
She's like, damn it.
Yeah. But I stole Anthony's key so I can lock up at the end, and I'll have to make sure I give him his key tomorrow. So, yeah.
When's you guys got any more shows for this year? Or you guys about done?
Bobby.
Anybody? I think we're almost done. Or we are done.
Bobby.
Yes.
Why do you always wear that shirt?
I have a whole bunch of them, and this is my name.
It says Gately on it.
Where?
Right there.
It's hard to read with
Where?
stars and stripes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's a good question.
She's bagging on you.
Daddy daycare.
I think if there's some local show, we may end up bringing the wagon to it. Not sure yet, but we'll see what happens.
Are you guys going to that sand sports show that's coming up too?
Taco Time.
No.
I'm not going anywhere if I can avoid it. I think I haven't been home for 2 weeks, so that's why I was like, I can't do the show today.
Yeah, you're not coming Saturday, huh? Actually, I leave on Saturday. I'm heading your way. I'm going to Burning Man.
Yep.
It is Burning Man. Bobby.
When? Starts on
Where?
Saturday.
Oh, where?
Middle of the Black Rock Desert.
Where's that?
It's right outside
Nevada.
of a town called Gerlach. It's northeast of Reno by 40, 50 miles.
Okay.
It's like a big gathering of people like Bobby.
People that wear flip flops.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be naked out there, and then we have flip flops on.
Yeah.
I'm only going to wear one flip flop. It's just going to be hanging.
You like flip flops, Bobby.
I do like flip flops. I wear them every day.
Y'all made me download YouTube.
Even when you go.
While you're here, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and share.
Damn, I felt like a YouTuber for a second. Shit.
And like, subscribe.
John
I want to address this real quick. So the SEMA thing,
All right, I'll make it quick.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if anybody saw, but last year the West lot that we were in got bought, so that's gone. They have quite a bit less space, and I guess they couldn't really find anywhere to squeeze us. So no.
Rude.
Unless I get a call in the middle of the blue saying, "Hey, we need like 3-4 cars," then yeah.
I think I'll be pretty ready. Like I just kind of keep the team kind of on, hey, beep bopple, and let's go. You know what I mean? Because yeah.
I'm gonna send the dude a message this week and see if I could get a little info out of him, of either like a definitive no or if it's still a maybe.
An actual question.
There's some super big obstacles coming for car audio and big shows. That's the question you're talking about.
Like new obstacles.
Yeah, the shit's way louder than it was.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Somebody's gonna fucking die in a demo rig, and it's gonna fuck things up a lot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that. Don't do that in my show, at least. So after my show, any show.
Yeah, if you're gonna murder somebody, do it somewhere else.
Do you remember when DeClue and Chris Lee were going back and forth, and it was like 5 minutes at 180, you could just play a burp tone, fucking, and I was like, please don't fucking do that shit. I sent messages to both of those guys. I was like, do not fucking do this. You're gonna fucking die in there, and you're gonna ruin our whole thing. Like you'll literally ruin all of this shit for all of this whole community if you die in there, fucking DeClue. And then I sent a message to Chris, and I was like, please don't kill that fucking guy in your van because you'll ruin the whole fucking thing. Like, don't do that shit. And they didn't, thankfully. DeClue didn't show up to the event. Yay. It didn't happen later. Fucking yay. But holy fuck. I was scared. I was like, where are we all gonna work? Like when this shit happens, like what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get through this shit?
Luckily,
I'll tell you from like a promoter standpoint,
back to a shop.
You can't get people to sign waivers that are just spectators. It's easy to get the people that are bringing their car in because at the gate you just make them sign a form. But when it's free for spectators and people just walking in and out from all over the place, you can't get everybody to sign a waiver. So yes, if it does happen, somebody's going to get fucked. I mean, that's for sure. But, unless you charge for spectators, I think us show promoters are kind of leaving ourselves open for it. But I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Nothing. Yeah. I mean, how many? But dude, I feel like every time there's these cars at shows, they play. Most of them end up breaking.
I mean, and you're not. It's even at that point. You're not even listening to music. Just hire some people to beat you the fuck up. I feel like that'd be easier.
I've never gotten a 170 demo, so I couldn't even tell you. I 65 or so is about my limit. I'm out.
All right, finally. So y'all were having fun partying. Let me see if I need to circle back this direction. These are not in order for some reason. Yeah, they are. Anyway, so I picked up the new box for the truck. They're not in order. I lied. One moment. I don't have my shit together tonight. I was up late last night.
John, are you rebuilding the monster truck or not? The first truck, the first big truck.
Yep, we got it back, and we're going to be rebuilding it. It should be not all this is set in stone, but I think we're going to cut it in half, 6-wheel it to extend the bed. So it'll have 4 tires on the rear, all air suspension, 6-wheel steer, all the shit. And then it'll be like a C-pillar with limo-style seating. So I hope to be able to demo like 6 to 8 people at a time. It'll probably be 12 or 14 18s, I think, based on the box dimensions. And then I think the coolest part of the whole thing, the passenger driver and the passenger side front and rear door are going to open like a Learjet. And that's how you're going to enter the car. So I won't carry the staircase around anymore. It'll like fold the whole thing down. And then you climb in, and then I close the entire thing back up every demo.
So are you going to like basically weld the doors together or make them one unit?
The doors will become one piece. And then I've been meaning to talk to Bobby about this. This is a better time than ever. The Neo magnets to close them that we can just like pop on and off as it opens and closes, because they're going to have to shut hard, and like stay closed for the stairs to stay functional for people to be able to enter the car. But I guess, yeah, my goal is to make it easy accessible, demo 6 to 8 people, and not look stupid. So I don't want to cut it in half and extend it without adding
The extra
tires
wheels.
to it and all that. So
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be a low end ish build.
yeah, it'll
Like-
probably be just how it was before, like peak in the 20s.
What I've been saying.
Because it doesn't do any good for me to burp. This goes back to the exact same thing we just talked about. It doesn't do any good to burp a fucking 180. I don't care about that. Play strong into the 60s, like, mid 60s, real low. Like, cool, it's not going to kill anybody. Everything's going to be
It
fine.
doesn't even need to do a 60. Realistically, most even like Duncan's van. For most people who get a demo, they probably don't hear a 60. But extreme
Right,
vehicles
yeah.
are just so like that, like the Tahoe that y'all have.
Yeah.
At the first time it came out, it was doing a 60, sure, but it wasn't very far into the 60, and it was just
No. Yeah,
folding
it plays in
people.
the low 60s.
And
It's
it was
just
just
disgusting
folding
because of the
people.
frequency. Yeah.
And just
The
because
first version of it, when we had it, when he won Deadliest Demo that first year, it wasn't an extreme build yet. It had a busted ass windshield. It was tapping people with a fucking windshield that was tape full of broken glass. That shit was pretty fucking brutal. And it was on very low power. It was so incredibly efficient. It was wild.
The SPL score of these vehicles that play super, super low, I bet you if you put a meter in most of them while they're demoing, you would be shocked at how not like high that pressure meter, not how loud it is, basically. Like the ones that focus on wind and stuff like that, they're just not that loud.
Right, that's what I want to do.
Because the whole goal is just to move air, not make noise. There's a big difference.
Yeah. Well, the Green Monster was like, we were like, whoa, dude, how loud is it? And I'd be like, it's a 58. And they'd be like,
oh, it sounds like a 70.
Yeah, it was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, but and it does a 50 at 20, which was pretty fucking awesome. And it probably wasn't much behind that at 16 because it seemed magical at 16, or it was resonating just right. Who knows? It probably was like a 39, but whatever the fuck it was doing at 16 hertz, it was blowing hair tricks from 4 or 5 feet away from the fucking window and wild shit. And it was a lot of fun, but the fucking build was not super loud. It just had wild ass bandwidth and it played indefinitely. And that's why everybody.
Yeah, that's how the big truck was originally. And that's the plan to continue doing that.
Yeah, I think really where what kind of sucks, right, is you build something like the Guillotine, and the Guillotine, you could just turn it on with it doing like a 55, maybe even a fucking 58 on music with bandwidth, and you could just leave it on and you could pretty much just walk away from it. But if you wanted to do a 62 or a 65, then you're going to be right on the edge of blowing fucking carbon fiber fucking bits all over the place.
Yep.
And
that's why
Jim is a durable dude, and he doesn't tap himself, and he just sits in there and cranks that shit and fucking
this way.
hurts
that's why
himself.
I said, for this build, I don't care if it gets much louder than the loud demo volume was before. If they could just play longer, I'm happy.
Right.
That's the whole thing with how big the shows are getting. It needs to play for an hour, or it's fucking useless.
Yep.
And I'm not dragging it all over the goddamn place for it to blow shit up all the time.
Nope. So
yeah,
y'all were out
you want to
partying.
clamp 2,000 watts of sub and do it at a 55 and just do it forever.
Well, that was what I was like at Surf. I had 7 fucking cars that I was managing part of. You know what I mean? And I got like excited customers, and they're fucking, wow, yeah. And I'm like, fucking calm down. I don't want to break. I don't want to fix it. Like it's 80% of what most of these builds will do will blow the minds of everybody, even at a regular show. At SEMA, 30%.
Right.
Oh yeah.
At SEMA, at SEMA, you just turn the motherfucker on and just fucking leave it. And it's awesome.
You just have it make noise. And they're like, oh.
Well, I mean,
what's the
if you've never seen a car with fucking 6 18s in it, it being just barely turned on is like it. Yep, the subs aren't even fucking moving, and they're like, what the fuck is going on in here? They're like all scared and shit.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you've never ridden a really fast vehicle and you hop into a 2,000 horsepower street car, that thing at quarter throttle, you're shitting your pants at how fast it is. You're like, what the hell is occurring? But so y'all were partying.
If you drive a Tesla around for fucking a month and then you get in a fucking 700 horsepower fucking Cadillac V-Spec, blah, blah, blah fucking thing, and you're all, this is a fucking big, slow piece of shit. Like, what the fuck? I thought this thing was going to be fast. And then you're like, oh, well, all right. My dual motor fucking Tesla will fucking smoke this thing while I'm sipping my coffee.
Yep.
Like, fucking, you're like, okay. Yeah.
So, y'all were having fun over the weekend. We were doing stereo stuff. This is just a rough box to fit in where it's going to be in the Duramax. I told him, look, I said, we don't need to do any finish work until we make sure it's going to acoustically perform right. So I was like, throw it in there. So we did it this way this time. We missed a little bit. 1/2-inch riv nuts. 4 of them in the back wall. Nice and crimped. Very demure.
You should PL that whole box to that back wall.
Well, maybe later, but it needs to still be able to come out for now.
Okay.
So pulled all the amps off of. Speaking of Sky High, boy.
Yeah, fuck Sky High.
There's more there.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm telling you, I use the wire.
No, he means like actually fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Like
what are those two things there in the bottom right corner? You should ditch those.
Those were free, is what those were.
Just talk about
those were free.
Yeah.
So I got another.
How big is that? How big is that amp there on the right, Drew? What is that?
That's an RD 1500. Yep.
1500.
So in the back, I'm putting 2 TW312s, play lows. And this is going to power them. Yep, sealed. So both front and rear subs are sealed, so that way we can phase align them properly. So I'm throwing together a temporary amp rack because once we figure out the box, me and Ryan Dunn are gonna, well, mostly him. He's gonna have to like carry me through the process of making the truck pretty, and just practicing making some little wire things.
Did you get those? Whatever the hell they're called, that come with the amps that I sent you. Did they ever show up?
Oh, yep, they did. Yep. Good. So last night, I saw it was going to be 69 for a low. Coldest night we've had in a while. I'm like, all right, I don't care how long it takes. Box going in that truck. It took a long time.
Hey, this hold on, go back to that image. That lower left rib nuts looking a little sus.
Don't worry about that guy. Don't worry about that guy. He's fine.
That one's looking right at me.
He's good. So pulled the vents off, deadener. My boy's inspecting the work. He wanted to know why it was shit, basically.
Did he call you out on the riv nut too?
Nah, he said it looked good from his house. So y'all know Joey Semino, Brutal Sounds?
Yeah. He
sells these little metal inch-long things that, drill a 1/2-inch hole, 3 screws, and you bolt wires on either side. Well, I was like, I need to identify the colors. Boom. Made little color identifiers. So we got to this point last night, whole bunch of deadener in, filled with great stuff, and then where's the actual picture of it bolted in? Why did it not work, you bitch?
Show me that picture of that bolt going through that box into that.
All right, 1 second. Share screen.
Fucker going through at a fucking 45-degree angle. I'm like,
it is a Chevy. That metal's not strong. It bends. It's straightened out.
Yeah.
But so it's in there and it's solid. It's real solid.
Those riv nuts are the way,
dude. So who says it? That's enough deadener? Whoever said it. I changed screens already, but it's enough deadener. I have a video showing me smacking the shit out of that box. Let me go find it. Where did I put it? I don't know. But yeah, so we did that, and it's coming together. The Tahoe goes for steel 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
So what do you think that box is like? What is it like?
God damn it, Steve turned into a fucking robot again.
That's because of that robot dildo in his hand.
That's what it is every time. It's the fucking robot dildo every time.
Damn, robot cocks.
Yeah.
You sound like you love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like on me all the time. Am I still frozen? My back?
He sounds like a robot sex doll giving a BJ.
God damn it! All right, let me go to my kitchen where I actually have signal. This fucking whole home Wi-Fi bullshit.
All right. So this was a video from a little earlier today. You should be able to hear it. I think I did it right.
Yeah, sounds solid.
It's stout, but yeah. So the rear subs, depending on where it ends up final tuning, I think they'll probably end up playing acoustically 28 and down, and the front sub will just be everything else up front.
What subs you have in the front? Are they in the door pockets or in the doors or up in the dash?
It's a single W610 sealed inside the console underneath the dash. Yeah, so front sub in the center, all the way up front. You know, it's about as good of a location as you can ask for an SQ vehicle. And
it's a lot faster sub versus a slower sub.
A lot faster, but because of where it is, it's like the low notes are playing. If you sit in the back seat, it's like 8 dB louder in the back, but the front seat doesn't. It's not loud. And every judge has told me needs more low end, and I'm just like, man, how ironic is that? I need more low end. So more low end it is.
I guess Andy's gonna fix my Wi-Fi when he comes to Vegas.
Yes, the sub is off axis technically. These subs are on axis. This can't. Nope. Never mind. Pulling it out. Can't do it. Oh yeah, I had some other things to show. So I've been really tinkering around with LEDs and things, trying to do LED things, and I found some of these bad boys here. Drew is going to have the fastest bass in the West. Y'all prove y'all wrong. Well, I think I broke my computer. Motherfucker.
You broke your computer.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. You're going to turn into a robot.
I know, right?
Damn, look at Steve right there. Bro. I'm like, why are you doing it like that? So on the left there, is that a tiny little LED system? I've never seen that.
It is, and they're individually addressable WS2812. They are tiny, bro.
All right, where do we get that? I want some of those.
Those are not them. Those are normal ones. There you go. For scale.
Those are crazy small.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, like, you know, we.
Oh shit!
Oh man, I fucking need that, man. Like,
look at.
Yeah, your paths would be way smaller with that, Bobby.
Yeah, my LED raceways. I could use thinner acrylic in a lot of applications where I have to use thick to accomplish that.
Yeah, so that's why I've been digging into it. Is that for so I have something else I can show you for Ryan for doing acrylic and stuff. You can shove that more places. I have two things to show you that I think you'll like. So pre-diffused, say it's the same thickness, just with a diffuser already on it.
See, I like that a lot because they're a lot more durable when they have that shit on there.
Yep.
Okay, where do we get that?
Amazon.
Okay, I'm in there.
I'll send you. I'll post a link in the chat. And I'll send it to the group. But here's something else I want to. I'll pull my Amazon up at this point. The hell with it. Y'all go see the weird stuff I've been shopping for.
I deal with so much thickness myself that I need things that are also thin.
I was trying to keep it a little silent with the smaller things fit in more places. I was like,
No. I got too much thickness. I'm trying to work with something thin. But I will for sure. Somebody will end up with a fucking strip down every single one of these between a heat sink.
So this is 4 millimeters wide. So this is a side emitting channel. LED goes here, aims up, emits out the side. It's 4 millimeters tall, 10 deep. Wow, you could put that into a bunch of stuff with just with one router groove, and then boom, you have a diffused LED strip, and then whatever you want.
Okay, how long? How big of pieces does that come in? How long is it?
16 feet.
Oh fuck, dude! I could use that for the Explorer for sure.
Yep, and they got they all different sizes and stuff. Here's an SMD version. So SMD chips on the same. And this is on Amazon. Like if you're, I ordered some stuff off of some Chinese website. Y'all aren't ready for this. Y'all aren't ready for this. Hold on, let me pull my Gmail and have some quick. Saw this.
Joel read this in a pamphlet in his doctor's office when his doctor was like, "Here you go, man." Sorry.
Hey Bobby, did you guys? Or you did go? What did you think about 101 Burger?
It was pretty good. It was good. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God, the most incredible burger ever. But I was on a pretty good one. I had the server girl laughing her ass off. She was describing all the different milkshakes they had available, and she's like, "There's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and malt." And I was all, balls? And she's like, yeah, we have that. And Allie's like, okay, I'll have the balls one. And then when they brought that shit out, and she like took a drink, and she's like, this just tastes fake. And I'm all, this is fake balls flavor. But anyway, it was a good time.
Was it like malt balls or something?
I don't know what the fuck malt flavor is, but balls.
You know, like Whompers. You ever had those Whomper candies?
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So it's pretty much like balls.
Yeah, those are balls.
Balls.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. These look fun. This is
there
all
you go.
You know what's fucked up is I probably have $2,000 worth of fucking LEDs.
That is 1 millimeter. That is 1 millimeter.
Show the other side real quick.
That is nothing. This is just this edge lights up.
Ah, okay.
It's for like see, like just the edge. If you look the cart, like you put this in the panels. I'm gonna use this for 3D prints. Like I can print a 1.5 millimeter gap and stuff, and just slide in LED strips.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this website got some cool stuff.
Super lighting LED. I'm in there.
So when it says addressable, that basically means that you can just tell what you want it.
It depends on the chips. Like there's a whole bunch of different types of chips, the different ICs. These are you can address every single LED. And there's 190 of them on this one strip. You know, you don't have to do that. Like most people just set it to flow mode, you know, but you can take like a computer and program
like number
anything.
162 or whatever.
No, well you can program it like you have thousands of LEDs doing different stuff in a build. Turn on Bluetooth.
Let me ask you something because I need to figure this shit out. I'm sure Bobby, you already know. You probably do too, Drew. So when you're running multiple different sets of RCAs, how can you use just one controller or so? Like I've got two controllers. I mean LEDs. I've got two controllers.
Oh shit! You gotta have
you just run the
ass fucking controllers. Like fucking Colt has become quite the expert working on that fucking Challenger.
If you're not trying to,
that I could switch from like.
If you just want all of them to do the same thing, you can just run data from the end of one set to the start of the other one, just around the truck or wherever it is, and you just have to re-inject power and ground, and it'll just keep going. Like if you don't,
let's say I want like different zones. So like is there any controller that has like multiple zones?
Yes, yeah, there are, but you end up doing something like WLED, like this. Actually, I have kind of what you need, but it's
like right now I've got two of the same controllers, so I've got to go through the app and switch from one to the other to get them. I just want one control for all my LED sections, one for the back.
Well, you could do you could just do a bunch of these like little 110s and just use the same app. You just have to change between like in the app still, just change which controller you're controlling. And I think you could do groups too. So if you had like 6 of them, you could do one group of LEDs. But no, I've been really into the LED
Colt
stuff.
used a fucking big round one that had a whole shitload of outputs, and then he did do the thing where I think Colt, did you end up doing inject power somewhere in the Gilly, because he wanted it to all have a very distinct flow pattern where all the lights went symmetrically through the vehicle.
So this is where I'm going with the Tahoe is a Quinn LED board. It runs WLED, which is a computer-based LED control system. So you can have it do anything. This is the next step. What you got to get there?
Speaking of LEDs, I don't know if you were there, John, or not, but I know Bobby was for the night glow on Saturday. Were you guys there?
No, I wasn't.
I'm trying to win those.
Because like it looked like this year's night glow was quite a bit bigger than last year's, as far as like how much stuff, like the cars were way more done up with LEDs. Last year was like, hey, a couple guys had stuff under the car, a couple in the box. But this year's like there were some cars that just had tons of fucking LEDs.
There was a couple cars that there was a truck that had LEDs literally everywhere, and it didn't have an audio system. It was just fuckloads of LEDs everywhere. And I was like, this thing doesn't even have a build in it. That's crazy. It was a nice truck. So, and I don't know, like, there's a couple things where it was just like, there was just raw LEDs sticking out everywhere. They just had that shit everywhere. And from a distance, when they're all lit up, it looks pretty cool. When you walk up and you're like, it's a little clunky and there's some wires exposed and shit. But you know, like Brent Levitt's truck looked amazing. Monkey Box obviously is pretty wild, and there was a couple other ones that looked really good. The Monkey Box got second. He won last year, so I think they probably were like, we can't give it to you again, even though it was a completely new build. But yeah, so it was probably Brent, even though he won 2 years ago. So I don't know. I kind of hope it was Brent, because there was nothing else on the level of Brent's or like the Monkey Box really that I saw. So, but I mean,
all right, I gotta go inside. I'm gonna have the dinner thing and do the thing with the.
Yeah, I'm actually starving like I'm gonna die. So I think we wrap this shit up pretty quick here, huh, gentlemen?
Yeah. John, thanks for joining us, dude. Last minute.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Happy to be on.
Yes, sir.
Nice talking to you guys.
Sir,
check our messages in the other groups, John.
Yeah, I saw him come through.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a message tomorrow. See what kind of stuff we want to get going finally.
Yeah, just remind me, or else I'll forget.
No, I'm gonna forget. So I mean, we're gonna end up back in the situation again.
Yep, 3 months.
Yep. Well, sir,
Mac, thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye, Mac.
Bye, Mac. All right, everybody else, go fix your engine noise. Be nice to people. And
I ain't going nowhere.
Staying in?
There's a whole bunch of comments that were asked, so I'm gonna go back and just run through some questions.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go get dinner. I love you guys.
Y'all good.
See you guys later.
I'm gonna stay in later.
Hey, boys.
All right, let's scroll up. And if somebody else, like if Steve's going, I don't know.
I'll hang out for a minute.
All right. If anybody else wants to call in, let's see. Shoot me a message. Oh, let's see. You about to shit on Trey's truck? Did that already? He was never a competition. So the 1K for W6. So I have 1,000 watt on the W6, not on purpose. So when I first did the system, the plane was a VXI 600 on a W3. Long story short, MTI doesn't sell 600s. So all the ones they had were so old, when you tried to update them, they would brick. That's how old they've long been sitting there. So it was either put a 1,000 in or don't. And, it is what it is. That's why there's 1,000 in there. And it's just going to stay in there now. But yeah, so RD on the 12s, that rib nut is throwing its own shade. Facts. Self-aligning. Yep. Yes, the cab is completely sealed in the back.
Did you notice the difference open and close? We did. You did.
I haven't driven it yet.
But you showed some data though last week.
Oh yeah, metering Patrick's truck. Yeah, it gained like 2 dB, like a lot. Gained a good bit. Off axis always. So the dually is 3-way front sub, and now rear subs. Yes. Show the LEDs, glow LEDs, dude. So Seth is supposed to be sending me like a care package with a bunch of their stuff to check out as a possibility, using or whatever. The stuff he has looks astounding. It really does. Like, it looks wild. What kind of decibels is the truck playing at? Like sub wise, I mean, it did like if I put the meter next to the sub, it did a 40, I think. 8-channel. Due to pricing, the 3K and 500, 1500/8 are very attractive. Just need a DSP. That is definitely one thing about these things. VXIs, they're not cheap. Especially, I think pricing has gone up a little bit recently. This is like $18.99 or something like that. But it's good.
Yep.
But it's real good. Yep. WLED for the win. WLED for the win. Yep. See, look, man, I was on it.
What's the WLED?
It's the. I'll pull it up real quick. It's the program website that I'm talking about. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Welcome to WLED. So it's a WLED project, open source thing where I can't really see it. You design basically your own LED setups, and you can have different triggers and different stuff happen basically. And you can just
it's just so far over my head with all
it's over my head by a long shot. So let's go to YouTube.
So you need to be an engineer for half this
No. There's a ton of walkthroughs. WLED. And there's even now like plug and play setup, like WLED setups. There's something. Yeah, working. Shut up.
That looks like a nightmare for me.
WLED.
Being colorblind.
Oh yeah, it'd be pain. Show off. I don't even know what to do. Like, just show me some. There we go. All right, so this was done with WLED. So like all these different animations and things, like that's all programmed by WLED. Granted, it's very large scale in this situation, but same concept, right? My plan, and I've talked about it on the show before. I'm going to have set up a voltage sensor to monitor RCA voltage. So when it reaches a certain, like I'm gonna figure out when it's doing a 60, what RCA voltage, and when it hits that RCA voltage while playing music, all the LEDs change color inside the wall. Just as a cool little, that's cool. And then Bob actually left, but before I could show y'all one thing that I've been working on. He mentioned he hates seeing exposed. He didn't like seeing those exposed LEDs. I hate seeing exposed LEDs in vehicles. Right? See where the light's coming from.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to explain how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to wait till I do it and then tell everybody how I did it. But
so when you use those diffusers, like how much output does it take away? Would you think?
It depends on the type. It depends on the brightness. There's a bunch of variables. It could be a lot, but generally it's not that much. So
see, I think like I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like the LEDs that you get off of Amazon, at least the ones I've got, they don't get as bright as I want them to get. And I feel like if I put them in a diffuser, they just won't.
You have to make sure to get the right ones, basically. Like, because these little ones that I have that are super bright in my hand right now, they're from Amazon. You just have to make sure, it's like everything. You got to learn about it and just. Yeah. That's why Bobby said I got thousands of dollars of LEDs just sitting. Yep, same thing. Just spending money to test things.
Yeah.
But so the goal is I will have fully diffused LEDs in flush into the roof. So you won't see any exposed LEDs in the build.
Yeah, send me a link to that strip stuff. I think I'm going to buy that in the Explorer. Does it have like double-sided tape or something?
Yeah, it does. It's tiny. Or where's trying to put it? Like this little stuff.
They make diffuser track just like that for the bigger shit too, right?
Oh yeah. Tell you what we can do. You just take a tape measure to wherever you want to put it. give me a couple of dimensions, and I'll do some digging. I don't have no problem with that. Oh, see, I've already done the digging. I spent like 3 hours the other night on accident looking into it. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Metro set. Oh yeah, the Metro set. There's a nice Metro LED set. That's just expansive.
But one thing I kind of want to talk about. So I had dinner with the kicker guys, and
hell yeah,
one of the members from our kicker competition group, Jeremy Boyd.
Yeah,
and we're talking about the systems, and I think his build is going to be, it's going to be fucking nasty. So it's tuned super low. It has a really big sealed section, 4th order, concrete floor. And in the software, it's almost peaks. Most of its strong bandwidth is in the low 20s. So this thing should just be a nasty.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be gross.
It almost makes I almost like I'm debating on dropping subs and throwing some ports in there, or dropping subs and sealing it up. I'm making the field side bigger. You think it needs to be smaller, huh?
I think. Well, like I said, that's what I think. I'm gonna. So a lot of stuff's coming out the wagon in the end. You know, there's really no point to hide at this point. The wagon's kind of coming apart and probably not going back together. But so I can use one of those subs for a little bit while we work on the other project. But no, I'm gonna build I already talked to Jeremy about it. I'm gonna build a test box that I can change things quickly, and I'm gonna really find out where it's happy. My only concern is like I'm not sure where your subs are breaking. So if they're breaking just like the middle of the cone, then the 12s aren't going to break like that because the cone isn't that big.
Well, the subs that aren't the ones that aren't breaking at the spider landing, I could show you.
Yeah,
basically they've all blown in the same place, and it's kind of where the cone makes the corner, where it makes the crease or whatever you want to call it.
Mark, you don't gotta. Oh man, come on, dude. Mark Bennett sent me $20 for information after the show, after show. You got any more questions? What's up? You need to. Oh yeah, speaking of, you need to listen to the M206s off axis. They sound damn good. All right, check it out.
You see that?
So the war horses destroyed the wagon. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, like I don't know if the 12 is that all right. Question: is that a newer recon? Or is that one of the original ones?
This would be a new recon because this came out of the front center.
Gotcha. Because the only failures sub-wise we've had have been old ones. It
started in this corner, and then it let the rest of it go. But I'm not sure. It also could have started. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Well. I said, we're going to get it figured out. Ain't no problem. The warhorse destroyed the wagon. I mean, yes and no, but, you know, we knew that was going to happen. It makes sense to transition our build back to the original goal, like the original vehicle. So we're going to start the process.
All right, well, I'm going to jump off.
All right, you go. I'm gonna sit for another couple minutes. I don't feel like doing anything else today. So
cool. Yeah, I got a list of things that Kicker Jeremy and Aaron suggested I do. So I'm gonna knock those out and see if I get this thing to stay together. Because like Bobby and John were saying earlier, like the goal is to get it to play for an hour at the show. And you know what's fucked? It is fucked up. So at Slam, I turned it on and I would play until the subs were so hot I couldn't touch it. I did that whole day, and I did it for hours at a time, and then I couldn't literally play for more than.
Has anything changed?
No, nothing. Nothing's changed at all. It's exactly the fucking same. The only thing that's changed is just the one recon sub in the front center. But even when we were at Slam, right after you tuned it, I hadn't put 1 minute on that middle sub. Because I didn't want to fuck with it until you got your hands on it, because I didn't want to break it before Slam. And then, like I said, all Slam long, nothing happened except for the front left sub. I blew a hole in it. It didn't break at the spider, but I reconed that and then played for the whole next day. So I don't know. It's weird. Colorado is weird.
Yeah, car audio is weird. Car audio something.
I don't know. I mean, I should have done this from the start, but gain matching and all that stuff. But I've been running them in comp mode, just kind of running off the tolerances of the stuff inside the amps.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to test that to see how close they are.
So, but what Jeremy and Aaron said I should do is match the RCAs coming out of the DSP through the DSP as close as I can, and then match them at the amp, which I should have done from the start. But like I said, I just put them in comp mode.
I mean, that's how the wagon is.
Yeah, I was just letting the tolerances do their thing. But I don't know, man. With the high voltage
comp mode can't vary. It can't shift with time, right? That was my thing. It can't change over time.
Yeah, I mean, the way Aaron and Jeremy explained it was it's basically for people who are having problems with their amps walking, their gains walking. Yeah. If you have your amp in a spot that moves a lot. But for me, my amps don't move at all. So, I mean, I don't necessarily need comp mode. And they think, given it how much power I'm putting on these things, that
I mean,
the tighter it is, the better. So
I mean, we're putting the same. I mean, granted, I know you have more subs in the end and more power overall, but
I think just being a common chamber sealed box maybe has a little bit to do with it too. And going that being from brand new subs to not new subs to this, I don't know, dude.
I know. Like, there's so many variables. Yeah, but I mean, stuff like this happen. Like new builds break, especially these days. There's so much power. Like, look how long it took Steven to get the van to where it could play for almost a whole show. It took years. Like, this isn't, a lot of people, and especially on the internet, they expect builds to come out and be perfect, not realizing that, man, stuff takes time. Like, it takes time.
Yeah, and this is way more power than I've ever ran. So there's that.
It's a lot of power. It's some really efficient subs. It just means, and the amps are like, I try to, some people think I'm like just nut hugging by say like how good these amps are. These amps are fucking awesome. They really are.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with amps. If anything, they're a little stronger than I was expecting. Because honestly, I think in my half ohm and in the voltage I'm running, I wouldn't be surprised if the subs are seeing between 6 and 7K at some points, and that's just too much for a 2,500 watt sub. I don't know. Like I said, ours just eat it. They eat it. But of course, we have the vehicle absorbing energy. But I mean, I guess that shouldn't really matter. I don't know. Well, do you know what your rise is by chance in the?
I know what I clamped doing some SP, doing some. Let's see how much power it was per sub.
You're a half ohm too, right?
Yep. At peak, it was like 3,600 watts. So that means, so last time, the last amp setup, burp was like 15. No, burp was 8,000. Music was like 14 or 15,000. Plus or minus some. So we're probably seeing 4,000 or 5,000 watts of sub, like on low note, on like certain frequencies. Right.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm guessing 3x rise is pretty standard for.
I mean, that's just average, just across things I've noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, the more the better in the end. But
what are these amps doing at 1.5 ohms and 15 volts?
A fucking lot. A lot, especially if you're not worried about I had one do 5,500 at 1% distortion at 1 ohm, 15 volts. But at hard clip, it was like 7,300 watts at 1 ohm.
Yeah. So I'm probably clipping.
Do I think 8 cubes is enough for? Yeah, that'll work. That'd be enough. Especially bottom chamber of a 6. I mean, you could go bigger, but you'd be all right. I don't know if moisture had anything to do with paper cones breaking because they're not really paper and they're not absorbing moisture. You know what I mean? But maybe.
I think
higher density air.
The sea level, and then it wasn't humid. I mean, I felt like it was more humid at Slam. So it wasn't like a density thing, I wouldn't think. But I don't know. I mean, I wasn't the only one losing subs. It was everybody. Everybody with a big build that had any sort of power on their stuff was launching subs. So it could have just been like cold subs. Lots of power, fucking ejection. I don't know. I've never had a build do this. Like the Explorer before, I bubbled one former, and I went through 3 or 4 different series of subs and hundreds and hundreds of hours of demos. So I've never really dealt with breaking subs every show. It's fucking something new for me.
But you were in the vehicle for that, weren't you? Like when you were demoing it before, you sat in it a lot, didn't you?
Always, yeah. That's another thing that when you mentioned earlier, that's a big deal.
You can't hear that, and then you don't like you probably drove it around too. So like you got a lot of time in it, more than just at a show.
Right.
So you're not learning what it really can and wants to play. You're just kind of, I mean, you're doing like Steven and Price and all these other people do. We're just kind of guessing.
Oh, I mean, all the music was picked on headphones. I never played any of it in the car, so I have no idea. But not being in the car
is huge.
It's big, especially in like a car like mine where nothing makes any noise. So you can't even tell like what's going on. It doesn't even sound loud until you stick your head in the fucking opening.
That's what Steven always says. It doesn't sound loud, but yeah, because of wavelengths, because science. But yes.
So yeah, I actually thought about maybe just demoing inside the vehicle.
You couldn't. And what'll happen was like you'll figure out how loud it needs to be, and then you'll get out. In about 20 minutes, you'll turn it back up because you're like, it's not loud.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what Steven does every show.
It might be better off to just shove 2 people in there and then just jump in the driver's
And at this point, he knows he does it. He's just accepted fate. Like he even jokes now, says like, "There's nothing wrong with the van. The problem's me."
Yeah. No, I mean, like John was saying earlier, with how far stuff has came, I don't feel like subs have quite caught up to power yet.
I mean, I don't think never will.
Power.
Never will.
But subs just aren't able. I mean, they might. I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out.
Power got so cheap, and it got so cheap so fast that people just completely stopped caring about efficiency, just in every way. So the recon
honestly,
business.
As a sub designer, you would figure like your goal now would be just make it handle as much power as possible.
Yeah, just make it survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to get loud. It's hard not to put 50,000 plus watts in your base as a big build. Like I feel like my power for my base side is small for a big build. Everybody's got like 100K in their fucking car. Yeah,
I mean, they have it, but they're not using it. Right.
I know, but it's like, dude, I got 10K. You're like, what the fuck?
That was part of my post that I was talking about earlier. A lot of these guys, a lot of people are considered experts or they're real popular because they're loud. Take away their power, put them back 10, 15 years ago. Are they still loud? Probably not.
It's very different.
Probably not. Because I had a guy tell me like last week that he doesn't ever clamp or do any type of testing because it doesn't matter anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever, bud.
Yeah. Dude, I'm very tempted and build a burp car.
That's so like I asked Jeremy. I was like, look, we're gonna get back on this nitro. What would Kicker rather see? Would y'all rather see a proper SPO vehicle that just maybe some music, maybe, or something more demo focused? Like what would y'all prefer to see? I said I want to build a SPO vehicle. I want to do a 70-something stock cabin and go drag people's asses with Kicker subs.
Yeah.
But
no, I told Hammy on the way to the airport today, I was like, I really feel like I need to buy a CRX and just do 118 fucking stock and just try to win a world championship with it. Because I don't want to buy something that I've got to invest money or time like I have in the Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could get a car that I know is proven loud and I could just fuck with it as far as just keep it stock, maybe do like 3K stock or 5K stock where I don't have to spend a ton of money on power and electrical and just work on literally just testing.
Yep.
And try to do it that way versus,
that was kind of the idea for the wagon was like just build a little no wall vehicle and it won't be that expensive.
Yep.
It was.
It always is. I'm thinking it won't be, but I'm sure it'll end up being expensive.
Yeah. But that's why a lot of the small classes are real popular because it's cheap to do, cheaper to do.
Yeah.
But no, the nitros, I want to see it do a 70 something, and if it's not going to be fast. I know that it's going to be a while because I'm finishing the Tahoe first, or finishing. It's getting playing again, and it's got a little ways to go. Like that's first before I do anything else. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree, Blake. I mean, your guys' subs are super. The kicker subs are stiff as well, but
they're stiff when they're new.
I mean, I don't know if I feel like the kicker subs will do exactly what you want them to do and more when you play them the way they were designed.
Oh, dude, they are like we are abusing the dog shit. I mean, and like
yeah, I mean, I'm doing way more to them than they were designed to do. So it's like,
I mean, it'd be like putting an XV3 or ZV5, ZV6 on a 6,000 watt amp and fucking ripping it. Guess what? It's gonna break.
Yeah,
everything's gonna break. I mean,
the only thing I hope in the future, which it's still definitely a possibility, is that Kicker has some sort of small arm of their company that is like strictly just to build custom cones or custom like spider pack / cones for the guys that are putting 10,000 watts to sub. Because honestly, if they want to be really competitive in the competition world, they need to have something that is going to do that because they're competing against guys that are doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's not like they can't get close, but to win it,
if that becomes their goal to be the loudest, I mean, just what's going to stop them? Nothing in the end. Like they'll get there. It won't matter. What's your opinion on loading issues? Being that you deal once side where you you good, bro?
What's your opinion on loading issues being that you deal one side where you use the demo out both windows? Yes, Skyler, re-comment your comment.
Yeah, your brother had them 12 stroking. Bro, no, we beat the dog shit out them tubs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those cases of just doing a little too much, maybe. I don't know, because I could literally demo probably half the power and go all show, and everybody would be super.
And I bet you, if you were had a vehicle that you sat in, you wouldn't break anything. That's just all it is. You wouldn't break anything because you would hear a problem. You would hear the sub not being happy with the song.
I mean, the first time I separated the spider, I could tell. I was like, by that second or by the demo, I could tell. I was like, something's not right. I can hear something making noise in there.
Yeah. So, well, and I don't mean like you'll hear what's broke. Like because you'll hear a sub, or you hear the system being unhappy before it gets to that point when you're in it. But if you're not inside of it, you don't hear it.
No.
That's why all the full extreme vehicles break so constantly.
Yeah, every time I broke both times, it was like, hey, you got sparks coming out of that one, or you got a hole in that sub. I'm like, oh shit. I guess I'll turn it off now.
Not anything like that. I mean, there's going to be a pressure difference, but there's going to be a pressure difference between a really hot day in Louisiana and a really cold day in Louisiana. So, no, it's not.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. I got a couple things I got to attend to. So.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here for another couple minutes. Brandy says she's tired, so I'm going to sit here and then probably go.
I'll talk to you sooner than later, and then I'll see.
Send me those measurements on the on whatever where you want to put some LEDs.
Okay.
Yes,
later,
sir.
boys. See ya.
All right, everybody. It's me and you now. Hold on. It's just me and you now. Bow. Boom. 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 Hey, anyone got any questions? Jack, what's up, bud? Hey. So turn that off. Huh? My dad messaging me. There we go. Boom. Oh shit, wrong button. You got games on your phone? What? What's the plan for the Nitro? I will show you the plan for the Nitro. So altitude plays a big role in SPL, but like, you know, cone loading to where it's going to shatter subs because of it. Nah. Pictures, product, pretty designs. Geeker. Right, it's not the Geeker. Hamilton show where? Hamilton where? Geeker. So this is the general idea. 912s, forward firing, fourth order, big band pass, loud stuff. What is your preferred design software for a seat router? I don't use a CNC, so I don't know. VCarve probably if I was going to, though, just because that's one I've used for laser stuff with it for a buddy of mine. What show and which Hamilton show? What shows have blown you away this year? I don't know. Made of Steel was real nice. It's always real nice. I have a weird connection with shows. They're a lot of work when you're working them. So, you know. More pictures. That's also ask more pictures of the crew cab. What you want to see? Trip to Cali soon? Maybe going to Canada in a couple weeks. So there's that. Not at the moment. Live. All right. For a fourth order vertical or mounting planes for sub depends. So for SPL, forward firing, like the one I just showed you, forward firing is that's the loudest every day. For demo stuff, the other way. All right. Any more picks on the bike? Dermax, anything in particular you want to see? You just let me know. Best budget SQ 8-inch mid base. It depends on your idea of budget. Stereo integrity is going to be pretty good. And they're not super expensive. Yep, that's a fact. Only one of RC's inputs not working on JP63. Why? I mean, it's a mono input. So I mean, yeah, it really won't matter, but shouldn't matter. But flip it over. I mean, it's the obviously clear back, and it's just it's physical wires from the RCA's into the board, so you might be able to see the issue and maybe fix it, depending on how technically savage you are. I also miss Sick Nick. Base Horse finalist, right? The Silver Flute 8s, those are good. Audio Frog, I mean, Andy's something. Andy is something. Why don't Steve Mead come on the show ever? Steve doesn't do a whole lot of live stuff. I mean, he does his own live stuff, but you know, and me and him were talking the other morning, actually. The morning before he found out his dog had passed. Me and him were talking about some stuff and talking about how, you know, when you get super well known like he is, like it's a struggle to do this is part of it. Yeah, this is part of it. You never know what kind of, when you're not in control of the program, you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't want to be unprepared is the best way to put it. I love Toyd. You talking about Toyd's DIY? Boy, I love Toyd. How do you feel about Dayton Audio? Those are peerless. I have a ton of Dayton stuff. A ton of it. I got a bunch of little amps. I love Dayton stuff. I think for the price, fantastic. That's a fact. That is a fact. Dude, it's very nice. they had me on their on their podcast a while ago, and they were just super great. They really were. I saw they have a new Dayton. They have a new Ultimax that came out. I saw that. I also saw. I think it was posted publicly. It was posted on public Facebook. A new DAT that's coming. A more high powered DAT. So that's gonna be cool. Pull up some more pictures of the truck. You want like raw photos, or you just want like the ones that like look decent? Yeah, it's new Ultimax. Louder, lower, cheaper, more efficient. From what I'm vaguely remembering. Present, share screen, window. It's not gonna work like that. You know what will work though? OBS. This will work. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, actually, wait, hold. Idea. Nah, stop it. I hear you. Idea. Settings. All right, this is gonna break it for a second. Oh. Oh, well, why can't you see me yet? Video capture device. Turn. All right, I give up. I tried. I broke it. My bad. Can y'all still hear me? Hey, oopa! Fixed it. We're good now. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. If I notice it in the shed, not really. It's normal stuff. I will. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about what some people are sending me. We're gonna be doing gonna get back into some speaker comparisons. If you want, ain't nothing has to be crazy. Optical. APTSD isn't that great, really. I mean, if it's not, so for Bluetooth, if it's not LDAC, you're kind of. I mean, are you going to hear a difference? Probably not. Is there a quality difference? Yes. Hi. Yes. So DD is sending me some pro mids to do some speaker videos on, because you all know I like them speaker videos. They seem nice. They seem solid. I mean, the performance looks good. You know, both Dans over there know what they're doing. Is there an output quality difference between using a high level of a converter instead of RCA? It depends. You know, depends on the signal going into the LOC. It depends on the LOC itself. Depends on a lot of stuff. Maybe. No, I think they show up tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna start making them again. I had to kind of pull back on doing stuff like that to finish, you know, everything else. Man, so I haven't personally messed with the larger like DD stuff, or I guess really stuff from anybody, really higher end stuff from anybody. Dude, I can't. Neo Pros have always been my go-to for stuff. Neo Pros for mids, and see, I run Silk Dome tweeters and these loud bills. I'll replace them. This is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll swap them out when they break. Let's go look at the DD site and see what they got. Help me help you, bro. Shit. What you see, bro? I haven't got to check them out yet. I would love to check out the 8s and the 6.5s for sure. Oh, we're gonna see. Right, back to the DD page. VO. Yeah, Blake, what happened in the A series? I've actually got A series 3s on my desk right now. A series 3s and JLC7 tweets. Boy, this is cool sound on desk. To me, I mean that's what I run in my loud builds and SQ builds obviously, but yeah, even the Tahoe has Silk Dome tweeters. I mean, not all Silk Dome sound the same in the end. So I'm glad it worked. Them things, bro. If I'd have known that there was gonna be a gap in them, I would have got more. They're just so good. Let's see. You also have like a 15-inch Pro mid or what? Like, where's it at? No. Yeah, like the JLC 7s, they're like beryllium or not beryllium. There's some metal or something. They sound great. And like even Silk Domes can sound not great. It's like saying Class AB, right? Just because the Class AB to make it good. You know what I mean? Just because like the Sundown SAV4 tweeters, they're Silk Dome. They're not quite as soft as what I like. Really, really soft, really warm tweeters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have sworn that y'all had one before. Oh, yeah. Anyway, you have a 10. No, I know y'all had. Y'all had a 50. I'm going to the archives. Where are the archives at? Support archive. Nah, I remember. I mean, I might be retarded, but whatever. Yeah, I fucking knew it. I found it. I knew it. Okay, I was right. So what's available currently? It'd be so I want to do like a listen. So I'm going to be working on a listening setup in the living room where the drivers are hidden. You know, they're going to be on the bookshelves or in the entertainment center, hidden behind. Actually, I can probably pull pictures to show you projects. Baseaholic projects, I guess. Enclosure development. Look at this dude. Home speakers. Yes. That's what they're under. Hit you up tomorrow. I mean, I hit you up. So I had they're still in there. I just need to make it. I need to make it better looking. I need to get a sub in there, and there's a couple of things I need to do that just have not been priority. And honestly, they're still not priority. But if I want to really listen to some speakers, it needs to be in there, not in the office, because there's too much BS in here. So my plan was to do like the Neo Pro 10-inch coax as the first speaker in there. Like I said, be hidden, so anyone who hears it won't know what they're listening to. And I'm willing to bet most people would have no idea. Most of these really good pro audio speakers, they will have no idea that that's what they're listening to. Dude, Max is the best. Max is also plotting world domination. It's a fact. He's tired. He was up with me all night, basically. So this is kind of the idea. So just a box, sealed box, probably. It's not going to play crazy low, so it's going to have a sub. But this will be a perfect fit into the opening of the shelf, and then just you won't be able to see what's in there, so you have no idea what you're listening to. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's zonked. No, it's kind of awake. Just holding his head up. Let me up. It can't be comfortable. He's having to like hold himself up. There you go. But yeah, there you go. Hey, jail. Get later, Jerry. Anyone else got any questions or anything? Or anybody want to jump on with me? Oh, my phone back. So apparently, I'm seeing a bunch of notifications from the Quietly Loud Facebook about comments that I did not see in chat. Huh. All right. Interesting. Duramax amp rack under the seat. Yep, it's gonna go underneath the back seat, and seat's still gonna fold. Everything's still gonna work, so we're gonna be good. I'm pretty good. When's Kicker gonna buy DD? Kicker could buy like the industry, like all of it, most of it. Kicker's huge, man. But no one's buying DD. I'll tell you that. DD doing DD things. Kicker has no interest in buying somebody else. I know that. Turn the blur off. Oh. He's watching the replay, huh? What? Just lay down. Damn. I should have left this thing up on Facebook. I put it back on Facebook. Nope. 18 altogether is the goal. 2 per sub. That right. That right. That right. Well, so like the goal, like the reason we had 12 amps to begin with was the nitro was the goal originally, and we were going to do 2 amps per sub because SPL vehicles, a lot of rise normally, especially at peak. So wire as low as we can, and then just have power for it. Come on, bro. There you go. You know, say hi to the people, dude. I know. Well, I turned Facebook back on, so you can go. I guess you can go watch it again. Yep. What do you think one of the most important things to focus on to get JL certified? Following the process and practicing. Follow the process, put time in. You'll learn it. You'll get there. Why? Square's a cool man. And then when you go to max certification class, you get so the way you get max certified is you actually have to fist fight me and Matt Merkenthal in the parking lot to leave. Who knows? You may end up get you one of these bad boys. Oh shit! Oh boy, he max certified because he max. Get it? So I think I might answer this on one of your. I don't know if you asked. Someone might ask, but JP's audio does some really good stuff. Some of Mark Cardiofab's early stuff is pretty solid. He's super advanced. A lot of it now. I haven't been keeping up with. So one of the biggest things, Danny, is have you submitted your quiz to go to Max Cert? 5-star. Yep. 5-star. Sorry, I got like 2 hours of sleep last night, so my brain no braining, but 5-star. Yeah, those are good. I mean, realistically, so a lot of the well-established channels, they're not really going to do that type of content anymore because they did it. So if you want to find like some old like early entry basic car audio stuff, like you're gonna have to go back a couple of years. So like when the big guys started doing it, and you'll find a bunch of good information for sure. That is one thing I miss about forums, man. The information was so easy to go find. It's easy to bring that back up, and it was a lot less just BS because it didn't comment that fast. Yeah. It's a good question. So front subs. So the whole goal, SQ, is you want everything, quote, as it should be. Up front, middle of the dash, or middle center of your stage. No, it's like Duramax, up on the hood, on the dash. So the best way to get, it's hard to get that base impact. It can be done, obviously, from the back only. It doesn't work that great. You can put a sub up front. It puts the energy up front, makes it a lot easier to get dialed in and get up where it should be. One thing you lose out with a front sub is low end, because of where you're sitting in relation to the subwoofer. You're like within the waveform, like within a weird spot in the waveform, so you don't hear a lot of it. So you get told by the judges, you don't have any lows, right? So and that'll kill it. And like Danny said, a lot of cars don't have both. A lot of cars just have front sub because it's that much better. And a lot of cars have rear sub. Or it goes every direction. But it is very hard to get them to integrate properly because, we're going to be honest here. It's only even really super possible. It was possible before Max. Max makes it far easier. Should say less. Let's go. Are y'all ready for a guest? A guest. Parts are hard. What up? Dude, I need so my buddy got a Cybertruck. I need to go see it. He actually has the first Plaid I ever drove too. Loves Teslas. But I need to go see that thing, dude. 5-star. Yep. So anyway, front sub is in trucks that play everything 30 hertz and up, basically. Rear subs will focus only on lower frequencies, that energy in the vehicle. And then, both. So Rawcat does, he does some pretty good videos. The hardest part about doing front and rear subs is aligning them, getting them to work properly. Like I said, it can be done without a max. It can't, it was done before. It can be done. It is just very hard. Very, 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 very time consuming. And it's still be time consuming to do it with one. But being able to see phase in real time is huge. PR, passive radiator. Nope. Sealed. What? Yeah, I saw that. I had planned on. I'm still going to put together some videos on the DSP. He had more time than I do. In the end, I haven't had time to do anything. So I don't need to make anything. JL has hundreds and hundreds of hours of amazing training videos on their YouTube and Facebook. They go over everything. Like, they're great. And any minute now, we will have one of those trainers on our stream. He'll be here. He'll be here any minute. Yep, Jim. Dude, I'm cooked, tired. I don't know if I'll do anything else. I'm just chill. Matt. If you want to. Boom, there he is.
Hello.
What's up? My buddy here was just asking, how come I don't make JL training videos? I said, sir, I don't need to. They have hundreds of hours of training and technical videos.
There is.
And they're great.
Quite a few. There's quite a few. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just reading through these comments now.
You were talking about a front sub a moment ago, and I was just talking about that the other day, about that conversation. And I was thinking that a lot of times rattles, are what draw you back. However, sometimes you don't have rattles, but the sub still doesn't feel up front, even when you know it's phase aligned pretty well. And what I've kind of thought in my head, what might be contributing to that is panels that are physically resonating.
Ooh, not rattling, but
they're actually resonating, just like the speaker is moving. They're causing these panels to move, which are contributing energy that's not aligned with the subwoofer. And I think that may also contribute to not letting the bass be able to be, imagined as if it's totally up front.
I didn't even, maybe I would have thought about it at some point, but I had not even considered that yet.
Well, the reason I thought about that is because I'm in that same kind of situation where I have a rear subwoofer, and on some songs, you would believe the bass is up front, like in front of the car. It's fantastic.
Or at low enough volume.
Right, but then you turn on certain other tracks, and it's obvious that it's in the back, even though there's no rattles. And so one of the things that I, considered is maybe it has to do with other panels that are just physically, resonating enough that contribute enough energy that make you not have that upfront illusion. So.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Mark. So yeah, the new Easy Power 10 channel only has sensitivity adjustment, so gain, nothing else. So you need to have processing before it to control crossovers and all that. Good looking out, YouTube user. Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to make sure to triple insulate the all the panels around the box, because there's a couple. But that was one reason why I bolted the I made sure to bolt the back wall to the enclosure, because they're flimsy, they're weak, they move easily.
Make it as dead or as part of make that baffle as strong as possible.
I don't know if you saw that video that I played earlier. When I've been watching, I'll pull it up. Oh, if it doesn't break, it might break. That's actually not how I need to play it anyways. I'm hoping to be able to test it soon, but the amp rack still isn't anywhere near done. Tab. There we go. Okay. So like a brick.
Nice and solid.
Yeah, and I need to go back and do some more. My expanded foam can ran out, or it broke. I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna fill this entire void back here with expanding foam.
Are you gonna make a new beauty panel that covers all of that?
Yeah. So the goal, me and Ryan decided we're not gonna make anything pretty until we make sure it acoustically works, right? Because they don't want to do all this and then make it pretty and then it doesn't work.
Makes sense.
Be mad.
I don't blame you at all.
See, present. So I sent him some pictures from mobile toys, give him an idea, like that, just something pretty like that in the back, right? Just I don't know. And then whatever we do here, we're gonna make the amp rack match too.
That'll look really good.
Yeah, but we got to keep it subtle, nothing crazy. I keep thinking about putting this other 808 in, but I don't have anywhere to put it, and I don't have anything to power with it. I just think it'd be cool to have more BXIs in there.
Once you start playing with them, they just keep going.
But JL came out with a new Bluetooth piece. The MBT
MBTRX V2.
Yeah.
Yes,
that thing's cool.
It's just a little Bluetooth receiver that
No, well, we have the V1 in the wagon.
Yep, I think the new one gives you a signal output as well.
Yep, because your RC out has got 4 volts out. Last one was 2. So you could take this thing, pair it with parts. Might be under accessories. Yep, under somewhere else. Nope. Processors. The CLRLC. You could pair the Bluetooth thing with this, and then you have like say you have a vehicle with no radio, whatever. Now you got 4 volts in and out of this, and a way to control level, and it's going to be jail quality. Also, how come we can't use this cool shit? The button we can use, I think. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong section. This is Media Max stuff that I'm bitching about. Number 1.
I already know what you're going to show me. You're going to show me the big knob.
Okay, where's that at?
Probably under remotes.
Don't source it. There. Number 1, yeah, the big knob. How come I can't use that? Number 2, boy, the wireless remote.
You can
Come on now. I can't use that because they'll.
You just need a Media Master. You're fine. You can just get one of those. You can use both.
Where's the optical at though? They dropped the ball into optical. Correct. This thing has 12 channels of output though. I know that. Bro, look at that thing. You pair that with that bad boy in your dash with this freaking thing. You on one. Yeah, so we can use this, right?
That works with MVI.
It says JLID COM port.
Right. I'm not 100% certain about VXI. I want to say yes.
I'm going to try.
The best bet for that would be call the technical support team and find out.
So it said VXI hub, so maybe it plugs into the it's a COM port of the hub. Anyway, yeah, man. I want the big button. I want the big knob. 2005. I need to stop doing that. I feel like the comments are not updating on my end very fast or at all. Whatever. So what you been doing, man?
Yard work. Too much of it. That's it's about all I've been doing lately is yard work. I'm excited to get back on the car and start continuing to make improvements. What's up, Damien?
Lose too much dB with these add-ons. Nah. We're paying attention to the smart. Where they at? So I'm gonna have to do the initial testing with that box with 1 sub, I think, but I'll just do the furthest away sub. It'll be all right. It'll get the point across. Putting out fight.
11:20.
Yeah, he works night shift. Like he's always up at me at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
That makes sense.
Yeah, me and him be chit chatting all the time.
So we got about 6 months until that show in February?
Yep. Where is the front sub? My front sub is inside the center console, firing down basically underneath the dash. That is a not common spot for them. Normally, like in the SQ world, they normally go like the passenger side footwell. Let me see if I can. I'll pull the picture of Jeffrey's real quick. Project Ref 6 photos. Actually, I can show you a photo of his front and rear sub. Jeffrey's car is like the prime example of what everyone should want their car to be. Freaking thing's good.
Well, not a Mazda, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, we don't want Mazda, but like we want it to sound like that. I'll just. Okay. My bad. No, can't see it there. That's for sure. This is show this is location. So passenger side footwell, sealed, forward firing. This really direction really doesn't matter too much. There you go, right there. And then his rear subs in the back, forward firing, sealed off, and it is built like a tank back there. Because you cannot have any rattles, no buzzing, no flexing, nothing. Anything like that, and it's going to draw your attention to it, and it's going to be not good. It's going to be bad. I'm trying to find a W7s, man. So this is the first vehicle I ever heard with W7s that were done correctly. And man, they're just most people have just never heard W7s done correctly, and it kind of makes me sad.
And by done correctly, you just mean installed in a way where you don't hear the vehicle. You actually hear the subwoofer.
But you don't hear the subwoofers because they're such low distortion that you're just feeling the subwoofers.
Right.
As you know.
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
People are like, why haven't they come out with a new one? Why hasn't someone built something to beat it yet? Yeah, so if y'all want to check out like basically a how-to build your car, Project Ref 6. It's all out there. But there's a trick. So every time you make an adjustment, you have to tell your boys it's earth-shattering. Have to. Has to be like game-changing every time you make a change. What?
Damien knows what you're talking about.
Oh, I know Damien knows what I'm talking about. And like, so this car, you know, JL isn't super cheap, obviously, but it's not nearly as expensive as a lot of cars that he beats constantly, over and over again. So like, everyone says SQ has to be expensive. No, you gotta be about it.
And keep in mind, Jeffrey's also in a very high class.
Oh, yeah,
there's lots of cars with less expensive equipment that do very well in some of the lower classes.
Yeah, he hadn't posted any of his new stuff on here yet. Don't need no back glass, but this is how serious he takes it. Instead of stripping the back glass, like the tint in the vehicle, he bought a new back glass. There you go. So he went center channel, competing Pro 3. 2-seat. Actually, this might have been on the Project Ref 6 page. No, whatever. So I did some measuring in Brandy's car. We could get a 6.3 in tweeter in the same spot. Easy.
Maybe one day Brandy's car will get an upgrade.
Yeah, maybe it'll get a stereo.
It won't be today.
Oh, no, it won't be today. I may even have to be off here soon. She said she's tired. But which is, it is 10:30. Absolutely, Mark. Oh, yeah. So one thing we'll be doing is we will be competing. I won't be. Patrick will be competing in novice/amateur, don't know which, with a full DD system. The only thing that won't be DD by then will be the DSP, just because. So he has the same truck I have. mine's just a dually, and his is green. But so the DD DSP currently does not have all pass filters, and my truck needs them. There's 3 that it has to have
with the current speaker position.
It's just me and Matt. Yeah, we're going to try to correct it, but yeah, no. With the gear we're going to be using, with the knowledge I have now, needs all pass filters. Hey, Allie, you want to come be on video? Let me turn my blur off. Allie. Hey. You see how little Max is down here? You can't see him. This is a unit of a dog. Oh, how sweet. So what's going on with your car? Anything?
My car?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're doing this event in February, then there's got to be some upgrades before that. Don't know yet. It's I want to do some fiberglass work and make some improvements, and maybe even play with some 2-seat stuff. But it's no guarantees.
I feel that. With tweak, I'll pass. I don't know. We'll find out one day. Tweak with an all pass. It's called a VXI, bud. Would I benefit any running optical through the hub?
As opposed to what?
So I would have to go RC. Well, actually, in the truck, I'd have to go RCA into one of the amps and then optical out. So I guess not really. But
Well,
the Tahoe will be optical. Could be optical into the hub and then out to both amps, out to a tweak and an 808.
Yeah, it's it depends. Not every scenario will be the same. If you can benefit from running it through multiple amplifiers, like I know you have before,
Yeah, and which is the kind of the plan. This is
then
always
you
my
get
plan.
additional EQ.
Yeah.
So I mean, the problem is there's only one input and one output per amp. So you could run optical into the basically out of the first amp into the hub, then out of the hub to every single amp, and that would give you the 10 additional bands per channel. But if you want more than 10 bands per channel, then you would run daisy chain them, one out, one in, one out, one in. But that's
I didn't know if there was any
more complex. So if you aren't super familiar with the user interface and stuff like that, then it would be more challenging.
We all know that I'm willing to try stuff.
So.
Yeah. Standalone DSP identical features with DSP amps. I mean, so obviously Matt can't talk about it, and I don't know. So, but we're gonna say the jail is always working on everything. So, blackout. So the plan is optical into 808, RCA out of the 808 to one of the to the mid-range amp, 808 power tweeters, and then optical out of the 808 into a tweak, and then tweak out to everything else, out to sub per channel, and then first 6 channels, and 7 and 8 will be mid basses. I think that's the best way to go about it until I put another 808 in there and do an 808 per pillar.
That would be pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, so like the first way I just described it, that's already happening. That's already like this 808 is for the Tahoe. So.
Right.
I've already. Actually, I haven't shown the live stream yet. I haven't shown anybody the. I started kind of putting amps in a couple of weeks ago just to take them back out, but save this.
Jeffrey said you got to do full Alcantara in the Tahoe.
We're doing Alcantara. No, we're doing suede and just like black vinyl. Nothing crazy. I don't have that total tuning money. So into here, out of here, boop, 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 boop. This will power tweeters, mid ranges in the pillars. These will power mid basses in the doors. Ought to be pretty all right. But once I go 808 per A pillar, then I'll have individual speaker control for every speaker in the truck. All like 30 of them. Tim, so it's a very niche thing. I say niche. It depends on your application. Like the Tahoe does not need, in the end, like for normal operation, it's not going to need all pass filters. There's too many speakers. It won't matter. You know, I do plan on getting a little crazy with trying to play an SQ and whatnot. So I'll use them, but in the end, I won't ever need them because like you can't correct a phase issue on four drivers at once, right? Well, you can't. But you know what I mean.
I think it's worth mentioning that an all-pass filter is just a tool that you can use to alter phase and
to make your phase worse in the end.
The way I like to think about it is a high-pass filter changes frequency and affects phase. A low-pass filter changes frequency and affects phase. An all-pass filter only affects phase.
Yep.
It's a little bit in a sense, it's kind of easier because it's not doing the same amount of work that a high pass or low pass filter does. I think the reason that they've been so mystical and like, what is that? How do I use it? How do I apply it? Is just because the lack of tools in the industry for so long that, allowed a user to analyze phase properly and place all pass filters effectively.
Yep.
And then the other reason that I think a lot of people stray away from them is if you change phase on one driver or speaker, often you'll have to change it on the other speaker. And if it's close to a crossover region, let's say it's around 300 hertz between a mid bass and a mid range, you may have to change it up to 4 speakers, apply all pass filters. And I think that people get nervous about applying too many, and then they back away and say, I'm not going to use those. It's not going to help that much. Sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they're not. And the only way to know is to try it and listen to it. And is it better with it or without it? That's the true test. The microphone, you can make the data look good, but what really matters is how does it sound after you listen to it? And I see Jeffrey's in here saying they're best for sound quality. And I think they're great for sound quality, sure. But I also think that they can be used in other scenarios too. There's been some boats that I've worked on where subwoofers in different zones interacting together needed all pass filters to work properly to get more output out of the subwoofers. And if you just let them play without that extra all pass filter, you lose energy. So I think that all pass filters can be effective for a lot of different scenarios, but you just have to know how to place them effectively by, letting the data guide you and then listen to it and see if it's actually better or worse.
You can hear me, huh? Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, it said it lost connection to my mic for some reason. So we're talking about, all 26 people, they get a nice little lesson. Having to stack all pass filters. Here's an example. So I have a phase issue. Left to right mid bass is like 250 hertz. Well, it causes a problem with that mid range on. We apply it to the driver's side, so it's the passenger side that has the problem. So we put it on the passenger side, and then that requires the mid range to get an all pass filter on the passenger side, so they work together. But then that breaks the connection to the one left side. All right, that's great. That connection is now broken. Okay. The problem is now is that you're running an all pass filter, so now you got to go put another all pass filter on the entire left channel. Long story short, I have like 6 all pass filters back to back, and it seemed ridiculous. I tried for weeks to not have to do it because it seemed stupid. I had to do it.
It's not that complicated. It's just to get the phase to work together, and you can almost think of phase as like how a speaker is behaving. If you want one speaker to behave like the other one, you can use all pass filters to affect the phase. Sometimes to get them right and working together where they're complementary, you need to use it. Blake just mentioned something that's interesting. He said a lot of people will refuse to acknowledge those things because it makes them sound better. It's like, that's one benefit, but the main benefit, in my opinion, besides sounding better, is it has to be louder. Just like applying delays to get speakers to work together in time makes them louder as a result. And I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, I don't use delays." It's like, well, why not? Because I don't need the imaging and staging. It's like, well, it's not just about imaging and staging. By getting speakers to work together properly in time, they're louder as a result. And I think Drew's made quite an impact in your side of the audio industry, Drew. I guess your former side. Now you're kind of all over the place, but
there's definitely been a massive push.
With these SPL vehicles, to get them loud, you have to get them to work together in time.
Bass. See, works way better with that all pass filter turned on, and then that's what starts the cascade.
I can't look at the phase in the full view anymore. It hurts my eyes.
I loaded magnitude.
I think that one of the guys in the chat, the off D, he mentioned that arenas and stadiums, they're using processing and analysis tools to measure and tune venues using time alignment and other phase related filters like all pass filters and stuff to get the arenas to work together. And what's interesting about that is that arenas, it's not like you have one single position of listeners. They could be all around. It could be a round venue like a stadium where the singer is in the middle and the sound goes in all directions. And it's really interesting because you can't just pick a single point and basically get it to sound good there. It needs to sound good all the way around. So when you think about, getting multiple speakers to work together, in vehicles, you typically have one small area to get them to work together. In boats, it typically is multiple zones, like the bow of a boat, the helm of a boat, the stern of a boat. In a stadium, it could be all different seating positions. So it's almost like tuning a bunch of separate small systems for different areas. And I think that's a really cool concept to think about how, if you get really good at tuning vehicles and, work your way into boats. And I would say, as far as the actual data, one of the hardest things to tune is a car, because of all of the issues that you see in the data due to reflections like windows and other things causing the measurements to deteriorate. But in a big wide open venue like that, both the frequency response and phase response are going to be very clean at high frequency because there's minimal reflection. So you could almost think that in places like that, like those big venues, the data is easier to look at, but you just have more speakers to manage. Whereas in cars, the data is harder to look at, but we have less speakers to manage. So it's all interrelated, but it's super interesting.
And that's the difference in all pass filters.
That one right there where your cursor's at?
12 dBs of gain at 190 hertz.
And to be clear, although it looks better on the graph, you verified that it sounds better by listening to it and toggling on it on and off.
Because you can, so this second issue right here, you can fix that. Actually, yeah. So this one, right, 100, that's caused by some of the filtering going on, and you can make it go away with another all pass, but it breaks everything. It's like it looks better RTA wise, but it breaks it. It makes it look awful. That was something that I had to learn, And then so that just tells you that if you're looking at RTAs online and it just because the RTA looks pretty, I mean it sounds good.
Yeah, there's one interesting thing about that, Drew, is you can EQ the heck out of a measurement and make it look perfect with EQ, and then get in and listen to it and it sound horrible because you used too much EQ and you're forcing the speaker to do things that it doesn't do on its own. One concept that I think a lot of people struggle with is understanding how much EQ to apply to a channel, when to apply it, and when not to. And that applies to both boost and cut. You can oftentimes cut is what's recommended, and boost is oftentimes not recommended. And there's a lot of times you can boost, but there's also a lot of times you shouldn't boost. And the more that you work with systems and hear the result of what you're changing, the more familiar and experienced you get with that kind of analysis. And you can kind of start picking up things in the data. So, for example, like when Jeffrey's tuning a car, he can often look at a response and know exactly what he needs to EQ just because of his experience level of how many cars he's tuned, and he knows the result he's going to get from that.
Yep.
So
and then you'll have a lot of people tell you, don't boost, right? Don't boost. Don't go above zero. But just because you're going above zero doesn't mean you're boosting. If you have a big cut somewhere, you could boost 3 dB, but you have a 12 dB cut, a couple frequencies over with a large Q, so a lot of range. You're still cutting, just less cut.
Right. Especially when you're talking about a parametric EQ.
Yep.
I think boost is okay. Boost is all right if you're like trying to bring up energy over a range of frequencies. But if you're trying to boost a sharp dip or a cancellation, that's when it starts to become problematic, and you start forcing the speaker to do things, pushing more power into the speaker at that one frequency, which, if you remember, every 3 dB is double the power. So if you boost by 6 dB at this one tiny little frequency, the speaker's getting a lot more voltage at that one frequency, a lot more power. And you can make speakers sound really funny and the speaker doesn't quite sound right. And then you take this one boost down and you're like, oh, that's way better.
Man, this dude says you're really good at you have a really special talent for explaining things. You should be a trainer or something, dude.
I appreciate that. Very kind of you. It's I think it comes from a passion of audio, as well as having a lot of great people to learn from around me. That's definitely helped.
No, man, you're just good with words. It's fine. You can just say that.
I had to learn that somehow, though. So
No, but Travis, he is a technical trainer at JL Audio. Get your boy,
who's that guy?
John Kane.
Never heard of him.
Well, all right, guys, I got to get off, or Brandy might kill me. Maybe one day. Yeah, JL does make a standalone DSP. It's called a VXI.
I mean, if you go with the MVI 12 channel that you often like to discuss.
Now that I have I got these Molexes. We can do a VXI, bud.
Yeah, you got a 12 channel MVI right there.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Look, here you go. That's the same thing that Joey Knapp said in his post about you.
Yeah, I don't like to give the answer. I mean, you guys all know the saying about you lead the horse to water and blah blah blah. You give a man a fish, all that stuff. Yeah.
I like to do the same, but the problem is I know I'm so used to the basehead community. Like realistically, that's not fair. No, it kind of is. They don't want the answer. They just want to tell you that you're wrong. So like you can ask a question trying to lead them in a direction, and they're just gonna say "fuck you." So that's why I quit trying. I was like, okay, that's fine. But maybe I should. It's easier to do in person. You know what I mean? Try to do it over Facebook. It doesn't work that well for me. Choke change. What's up, my dude? Did I see you? You were out at were you out at Surf? Is that where that photo was?
All right, you calling it quits?
I am. Yeah, I am gonna need another hub though, because I want to do the Bluetooth connection in the top.
All right. Well, I guess catch you on the other side.
All right, dude. Everybody, if you're here, I'm assuming you don't have engine noise. So, I would say go fix it, but you can't. Go buy a Bassaholic t-shirt. Summer of Bass. They're still going. Let's go. All right, everybody.
The blue and yellow.
No, those are on.
You
Pink
guys.
and blue. Pink and blue. All right, everybody.